The observer would like to advise that the following video comes with a trigger warning. The content in this video is of a sensitive nature, so please beware that the topic of this video may trigger you. The observer recommends that you consider your own mental health before you watch this video.
Tonight.
Oh, you know about them tunes there, Zara?
Obviously, that's all a bit of me, that's what I go out to.
That's our generation, that is.
Yeah.
Whoa! 220k. Hayley, your team are something else.
They're awesome, they are.
They really are. We got Callie in the building as well. Ellis, yeah, where you at? He's on the run. Right. Is there anybody else that is coming up? We have some of... Oh, we got Top Girl here.
I just come in to say hi, everyone.
Hello, Top Girl.
Clout chaser.
Yeah, actually, I am clouting. This is my new account. Can you follow it, NJ? I got banana.
Oh, you're going to have to subscribe on this one, then?
Wow, that's rude.
I followed you back.
Thanks, Hayley.
Do it now.
How is everyone, anyway?
Great, thank you. How are you?
I'm going to watch this one because I'm interested in this topic.
Why don't you get involved?
Because the baby will wake up in about 20 minutes and I need to get to sleep.
Okay, no worries. Understandable. Big up Owls in the building.
If I'm still awake,
You're welcome to come up if you want, you know.
Big up, everyone, and I'll see you all later. I'll see you tomorrow, Hayley, to bully ya.
Yeah, thanks for that.
See you later, Top Girl.
Thanks for the gifts, guys.
Popcorn is at already. Right, let's start then, man. Yo, listen, first things first, big up everybody that's inside. Thank you, everybody, for the likes, shares, comments, gifts. Obviously, this is part 2. So in the week, we had done part 1. And obviously, I didn't do my research. And I wasn't really happy with how the live went when I came off live and got sent numerous videos and screen recordings and audios, and it definitely changed my opinion on the person in question, who is Mom on the Run. What is her actual real name? Does anyone know?
I swear. Yes,
Ellis.
it's Ellis.
Oh, okay, right. So when I got sent the videos of Ellis, the video with the disabled person when she'd assaulted him, and then the pool one as well. So the pool one was a bit of a tricky one because a lot of people was saying that like they didn't think that it was neglect, but from what I seen, like that was a very dangerous situation. Do you know what I mean? And it shouldn't have been something that was shunned off. So that was another thing that I wanted to clarify, that when I did watch the video, for me personally, it did look like neglect, like she wasn't paying enough attention, and that could have ended up in a very, very bad situation. Now, obviously, there's been other numerous things that have come to light, i.e. that she's been coming for Hayley Comet, because obviously everybody knows Hayley on this app. She's a legend and she covers things really, really well. And I feel like out of all of the content creators, she would have seen Hayley's content and seen her as a massive threat, because obviously look at the Comet gang, they move with force, do you know what I mean? So obviously Hayley had reached out to me today and says that she'd like to come up and have her say and probably like give us more of an insight as to like what she's found out about this person, and obviously just to raise awareness, because there is a lot of concerning factors when it comes to Ellis. So Hayley, do you want to unmute?
Hello, you're right.
Yeah, welcome up and thank you for being here. So obviously, let's just take it from the start. Like, what's the first thing that you've seen of this Ellis? Is this a person that's come on your radar recently, or did you know about her all these years ago?
I kind of knew who she was from when I joined TikTok, like that she was a mum on the run from social services and stuff. I'd never watched her content. And to be fair, in the beginning, it seemed like she was doing something to help her son. I thought, you know, she'd had a bad childhood. She was obviously trying to do her best as a mum. So I never really saw any content after that. And she's only really come on my radar recently because I normally fight predators, stuff like that. And obviously people reach out to me and say, have you seen this? Have you seen that? And the more I looked into it, it was quite obvious she was lying. I mean, she was saying stuff just to be ridiculous. My problem is when you're using a child in order to rage bait, that child is in the room and he can hear a lot of the stuff you're saying, and there's a lot of stuff here that will be really damaging to him growing up.
I understand that. So, like, content-wise, then, so what was like the first video that you had made, and what was the incident?
It was basically, I saw that she put up a video saying that her son was in a refuge and she'd just kind of had enough and she was going to go to another country and she was probably going to give up on him and just get pregnant again. I think that was the first video I was sent. And then I thought, follow Elle on here, and I'd seen Elle was having a back and forth with her, and I agreed with most of the things Elle was saying. It made me go and look for more videos to see kind of stuff Elle was talking about. And everything I've seen's been pretty horrific.
Because obviously, I think Callie's going to be up here today, kind of speaking on Al's behalf. Unless she does want to come up, it's up to her. Do you know what I mean? Like, but what? So what did you think when you seen her back and forth with Al?
Well, obviously, I got sent the voice notes from the Telegram with the threat she's making to El's son, which I thought was horrific. I featured that on my story. Yeah, I think basically anyone who calls her out who's got like a big account, she goes for, because obviously it's helping her make money because it gets her more attention, which I think is why she's gone for me. She's followed me for a long time, Mum on the Run. She says it's just been recent, but she has followed me for a long time, and she still follows me. So I think she purposely wanted to rile me up probably, but at the same time, my only concern is for her son. I really don't care what this woman does. I don't care what situation she puts herself in. She's a full-grown adult. But I do care when there's a child attached to it all.
No, I completely understand that. And then obviously, because somebody came up earlier and they've got an exposure account on her, and basically, did you see the fact that she had done a video of a child that had passed away?
So Alicia found that and sent it to me, and I was horrified. Obviously, I work with a lot of parents who have lost their children, and for her to make what she thought was a funny video based on a child in her coffin, I found that it shows her lack of insight into any situation and her ability to make decent decisions.
Yeah, sorry, Jojo. There are mods in here. Does somebody need to be muted? Sorry about that. Yeah, because with everything that we had said in part one, I can wholeheartedly say that we all disagreed with that. Like, I was mortified when somebody had brought that, but what we were saying to the troll account is because they were saying that they've been tracking her from 2021, and there's kind of like 600 people that are in that Telegram that obviously have loads of issues with her. But I kind of understand now, because if this person has been rage baiting and triggering people and using her children from all that for that amount of time, I could understand why there is a lot of people out there that want justice for the child, because like what you're saying, if he's being used in a porn in her game, like, that's unfair. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, guys, Comic Crew, if there's people in here who just don't like me or don't agree with me, they don't need to be muted or blocked. Like, they're allowed to have their own opinion. There are going to be people here on her side as well, and so there should be. He needs to be a fair debate, so please don't get offended on my behalf, because I'm honestly not bothered. That's the problem, is the child. Like, the child's not got a stable lifestyle anyway. And I understand there's some pros and cons to travelling with a child and him seeing all different life experiences. I get that. But at the same time, when he's not getting medical care, his teeth aren't being looked after, there's drowning incidents that are nearly happening. But anyone needs to look at that as neglect. And when she's making videos saying things like, I leave him alone at night time, etc., you're going to have social services on your back. You're going to have people worried. You're going to have people who can't sleep at night because they're concerned about where he is and if he's being looked after. And she's purposely brought that on herself, so I don't really have any sympathy.
Have you had any interaction with her yourself personally?
I had an email from her.
Oh, okay. What did the email entail?
Let me get the email up. It had been written for her, I think. It was to threaten legal action against me, I believe. Just go into my email. She was demanding that I send her my WhatsApp number because she wanted to have a bullet point discussion with me on the things I believed. I never really responded.
Okay, do you think it was something that she just wrote herself?
Well, I don't know, because she put it as her story. Tell Hayley I want her to contact me right now. I've sent her an email, so I went to have a look at it. It says, Dear Hayley Comet, I'm writing to address the unauthorised use and distribution of an image of my child taken without my knowledge. Specifically, I'm referring to the image you discussed during a TikTok live yesterday. And I just want to make a point that I never showed the picture. I never saved the picture. I just seen it on the FYP. The picture she used as a background for her own live and distributed it in her own Telegram group. So I never had that picture. And then she says, I demand a comprehensive and immediate explanation regarding the origin and your rationale for sharing the image and harmful mistruths about myself. My primary concern is protecting my child's privacy and well-being. I expect a prompt and detailed response addressing these critical issues. Here is my contact phone number.
Wow. And is this the picture when people were trying to, not trying to, but was bringing to light that she still had a child?
Yeah, so it was just a picture on the FYP, and I did explain in the video. I said that his body is covered up, and I will not be showing the picture because child protection is my main responsibility, and I don't ever show a picture of a child unless they're missing or they have been unalived and I'm trying to get justice, so I never show pictures of children. But she kept going live and saying, like, she has the picture, she showed the picture on live. She knew that wasn't the truth, so I just didn't respond to the email.
I was going to say she tends to, if someone with a bit of following behind them, so like Hayley or Elle or a couple of other people speak on her, she'll start telling like wild lies or really looking into them to kind of scare them into stopping, because obviously Hayley's had a lot of people saying, oh my God, you've got a picture of this child on your phone with no clothes on, which obviously she hasn't. But she's a very like vindictive, horrible person.
Sounds very calculated.
Yeah,
Very
she knows what she's doing as well. She's not like, she knows 100% what she's doing, and she knows the people. Like with Hayley, you're going to get a reaction because she's got a large following, and with Elle, she's also got a large following, so you're going to get a reaction. If I sat and spoke about her, she's not going to respond to it because I don't have that behind me. So she knows exactly what she's doing to get more people in, more people to be on her side, more people to gift her. That's what it boils down to.
Wow. So, Alicia, what about yourself then? So, obviously, you brought some things to Hayley's attention and stuff. Like, what's your opinion of this woman?
Yeah, I've never really paid much attention to her because I just think she's a bit of a scumbag. But I just thought, oh, right, she's taken her kid away because she's had children removed. Okay, cool. But then when Hayley's posted her videos and I've looked into her and I've seen the things she's done and the stuff she says, and I know it's rage baiting, but I don't think her child is safe. I think she's a really dangerous woman, and I think she's manic and she's calculated and she's just vile. The length she'll go to hurt people or get some kind of attention for herself is like beyond anything I've ever seen on this app.
Because when I went into her live, I think it might have been yesterday, like she had loads of people in there and you can just tell like she knows how to work those people in there, and yeah, she is quite vindictive.
Have you seen the stuff, NJ, from when she lived in England? She was in her house, I don't know if it's when she still had her kids, where she's hitting the disabled guy.
Yeah.
And then she started saying, yeah, he paid me to do that, or he asked me to do that or something. And I don't think it's that, but I think she's very much involved because she posted a lot of her criminal record in her Telegram before she deleted it. I think she's very involved in like the child. I think she was involved in like all the child grooming gangs and things from what I can read. I think she's had a very troubled childhood, but that's no excuse to act the way she's acting.
Do you think that the Judge Rundle thing was staged? Like, not staged, but in the sense of the way how he brought it up and then was like, oh, you don't have to say it, but then she just let it all out anyway.
I haven't seen the Judge Rundle thing.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I've seen a tiny clip, but do you know what? I started watching it earlier and got distracted. I need to watch that.
I haven't watched all of it, but from what I had seen, I just thought like you could tell that obviously he knew everything about the situation. Wouldn't that have been something that you spoke to before? Like, is it okay to touch upon this and X, Y, and Z? Well, I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, she's a racist as well. Like there was all this racist stuff in the Telegram towards Asian people. I've never seen anything like it. No one can talk. She's just in there posting pictures of other people's deceased children, posting her criminal record, posting all this crazy stuff. Then she'll post a couple of like spicy content pictures. She writes loads, she rambles on. She was saying all this awful stuff about Hayley. She said loads of stuff about Elle, because that's how I saw Elle when, with all this stuff with Mum on the Run.
Mm-hmm. The Telegram's been shut down now for everybody.
Yeah, I
that's asking.
screenshot a lot of it, but obviously I didn't take pictures of where she had posted the picture of her and the child with no clothes on, but I screenshot a lot of it, like the criminal record and, you know, the stuff that she was saying. But she'll start another one soon because she needs the attention. She thrives off of the attention, and she wants the money, doesn't she? So
the Telegram is still active. Okay, thanks, Alicia. Callie in the building. What's up?
Hello, you're right.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, so what's your opinion then? Obviously, you did come up last time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And obviously, because of the energy in the room, you probably wouldn't have felt like you could have landed all the things that you wanted to land. So we're back for part 2. Yeah, so the stage is yours.
I think on the Telegram, not everyone's seen exactly what she's put on now. She put a picture of Elle's house and her address across it, and she knows there's a child living in that address. And she knows the type of people that she's got on that Telegram because of the content that she's posting. She's doxed anyone that she can get information on, anyone that has a different opinion to her or doesn't agree with what she's saying. And yeah, she's putting other people's children in danger and doesn't care.
How long has this feud been going on between the two?
I wouldn't even say it's a feud. I think Elle made a video about, the same video that a lot of other people have made. But obviously Elle's got the numbers. So it become more about, I think, clout than anything. It wasn't about her sticking up for herself, because if someone's got 100 followers and made a video, she's not bothered. But because Elle's got some numbers, she jumped on it with, is it Drone Girl, that Elsa Frost, who's her friend? Both of them started on Elle. Both of them put Elle's address everywhere, basically. They put it on TikTok, they put it on the Telegram and some other places as well. So I think, yeah, it's not a feud. She said it herself before. She said she knows what to do and say to get the viewers in, and that's what it's about for her.
So why is Elsa Frost just jumped in the wave?
The same thing, clout.
Well, that's not nice, is it?
I don't know how anyone can justify what she's doing.
Yo, when there's people's youths involved and houses and all that, man, you know what I mean? Like, come on, people need to stop doing that on this app, man.
No, I know.
It's getting ridiculous still, I can't even lie. It's like mashing up people's mental health and that, all for what? Because someone's done a video on you. If you don't want people to speak on you, then don't be on here doing the most, innit?
But also what she's done, she's looked for anyone that has a problem with Elle. I don't know how, but she's gone through the app, and anyone that's in her comments and doesn't like Elle, she's got tried to get information off of them. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't think she's ever going to stop. I think it'll be something else soon. The orphanage story, she's now come out and admitted that was a lie so that she could pay her rent. But there'll be another one that people fall for soon.
So her gift, isn't that like, I don't understand what they actually see in this person, because from what I've seen and what I'm hearing, like, she's a vile individual, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because they're into dark humour or whatever, but like, obviously this woman, like, she's taking things too far. And it's like, people need to actually start understanding and realising that, like, people like this on the app, like, do more damage than good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So in terms of, like, authorities and that, like, have people been, like, trying to... So cool. She's on the run now. So the authorities in the UK are after her?
I think social services are, because she's had 2 children taken away already.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Hayley, what was their response?
So I contacted the National Crime Agency this weekend, which are the people that would deal with any situation happening abroad, just to make them aware. I've not heard back yet because obviously it's the weekend. I will follow up on Monday. I didn't know too much that I needed to know when I just wanted to reach out to who I'd have to contact in that situation, because someone needs to check on this little boy. That needs to happen, and if there's nothing to worry about, then that shouldn't worry her. But don't bait people out on live or use your son for rage bait, to rage people saying horrific things about your children if you don't want people to come and check. So yeah.
Can I just clarify for everybody that's in here, like, this is the Surviving series we hear each week, where we have debates and live discussions about different content creators. It's just a theme. These people are not on Netflix. Okay, just really wanted
when you
to...
say what's the crime, child abuse is a crime. Also, child neglect is a crime. Also, if you're on the run constantly from social services every time they come to view your child, that is also a crime. So I hope that makes things clear.
That's true. Thanks, Josh. Zaro, we haven't heard from you yet. What's up, Zaro? You okay?
Yeah, I'm just sort of here to listen tonight because obviously, as you know, the last live that we done, I was quite strongly opinionated in the fact that I thought, people sort of, just from what I'd seen on the FYP without having too much context, I was a bit like, oh, it seems as though she's just saying these things to rile people up, and it's clearly working. And obviously, the more she riles people up, essentially, obviously all these people sort of, in my opinion, were a bit like fans. But then when I jumped in her live the other day, something just didn't sit right with me about her behaviour and the things that she was saying. And obviously, I said the last live, I don't believe that her son was in an orphanage, which I still don't. And obviously, I think someone said on the panel that she's admitted that that was a lie today. But I think, like Hayley said, I think some of the stuff then that she is saying about her son, could have a detrimental effect on him. I just don't think it's morally right to be using your kid in the way that she is, in order, whether that be for gifts and, do you know what I mean, and followers and whatever the purpose is. Yeah, I'm just sort of more here to listen to what these guys have got to say, because obviously they know a lot more than clearly what we did when we run the last live last time. But yeah, she's just seems like a vile person, to be honest, what I've seen now since that first live that you ran the other day.
I actually wish that I actually had gone in her live. Do you know what I mean? It's only because I was just getting messages left, right and centre, like, please run a live, this and that. And obviously I was just working heavily that week, so I didn't get my chance to do the research, you know what I mean? But just going in her live and just hearing her joke about the orphanage and saying that, it smells and it's pissy, and my son will enjoy it there because he's pissy and had a bath in how long. And even if she's just doing that to rile up people, it's just not nice to hear. Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely. Like, I think I was watching her live the other day, and she's saying to everyone, oh, my PayPal's in the bio, like, send me money because I'm going to gift it to the people in Gaza. As soon as you put it into my PayPal, I'm going to put it into my account. I was just thinking, this woman's like a next level vile, but obviously it's to rile people up, and it's clearly working. But yeah, she just doesn't seem like a very nice person. And to be honest with you, it is concerning that she's got the care of a child. Obviously there was evidently a reason for her other kids being taken away, and as you know, NJ, we spoke and we're like, people deserve second chances. Maybe she's ran away with this kid because she wants to have the opportunity to sort of vindicate herself from, obviously, with her other children. But for me, some of the stuff that she said, just doesn't sit right with me at all.
I agree. And obviously, people are obviously really invested in her. Do you know what I mean? And I guess there's a lot of people out there that wants her to turn it around. But how she's moving, she's enjoying the attention. Do you know what I mean? And it's essentially she's exploiting her child by getting the attention. But it's just morally wrong, isn't it? Hayley, do you want to share anything else that you've found out about her and stuff?
I just want to say, for people in the comments who are saying we're the problem, we're making the videos, it needs to be highlighted. It's not just a game. There's videos on the FYP if you do your research where she's smoking plant inside the hotel room with the little boy. He's coughing. There's the scenes where he's falling in a pool face down and she's asking for money guns. She's not watching. This is terrible parenting. And she's also saying on live, I have emotional issues, so he's always going to suffer that. Like, he's always going to be in this. But if she had a stable life and access to medical help, and he can have medical help, his teeth are rotting. There shouldn't be fall down escalators. He nearly died on the escalator. Literally, it was horrific because she's constantly looking for attention and putting herself first. And to me, that's neglect. Any parent puts their children first at all times, and you're filming it. So what are we not seeing filmed? Because I tell you, in most cases I work on child protection, we see 10% of what's on the camera. The 90% we don't see is where the worst stuff happens. So, you know, she's not going to film the really bad stuff that's going to have him taken away. And she's showing us signs that are so disturbing and so detrimental to his health. He has no access to his wider family, to people who care. I've seen her sisters in the comments saying, we'll take him for a little while. He has been full of bruises in several different pictures as well. And people expect me just not to say anything. Most of the children, I cover their cases, it's too late. It's not too late here. And so we have to do, we're not just leaving her to it though, are we, Malik? We're leaving her son, her 2-year-old boy who cannot stand up for himself, who hardly speaks, who is probably not reaching his milestones because he's being dragged from place to place and he's not being taken care of. There are people online reporting there's spicy content where he's asleep in the background. There's a lot of things happening and he needs help. He needs help. And as adults, it's everyone's responsibility. It takes a village to raise a child and sometimes a village to save one's life.
So true. That's that passion, do you know what I mean? And that's why you're so loved on this app. Like, it ain't no joke thing, you get me? That's from the heart, people. And you know, we do have a duty of care. Like, if we see something and that, then we should be calling it out. It ain't about, oh, someone's just chasing clout. Nah. If Haley's the person that can deliver the message, if Al's the person that can deliver the message, if I'm the person that can deliver the message, then it don't matter who it's coming from. It just matters about the awareness is out there and it's on the For You page and more people who are actually supporting. Because remember, if you're supporting her, then you're enabling her, you're enabling her behavior. You're part of the problem. You're supporting this person and feeding what she needs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like plow her with hate, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody, do you know what I'm saying? But you should be like really saying like, nah, like enough's enough. You know what I mean? You should be saying enough's enough, like spamming the life. Enough is enough. Like, forget it now. We know that you're rage baiting. Like, actually fix up and do something with your life. Do you know what I mean?
100%. We in my comment community, we live by, if you see something, say something. Everyone said in the comments, because it's really important. And in so many cases we've covered recently, if someone had saw something and said something, the little girl would still be here, the little boy would still be here. So it's really important that we live by what we say. It's not watermelon. It's not about just unfollowing someone. If you see someone abusing a child horrifically next door to you, what would you do? Just move house? Or would you do something? Because I'm not asking any of you to do more than just be adults and to care about children. That's all we're asking, is for you to, you know, if you really think it's an issue of just me not watching her videos and ignoring child abuse or child neglect, then that is ridiculous. Like, I just don't understand how full-grown adults are thinking that's the solution.
What it is or what that means.
I totally agree. I think we all should be raising awareness on this. You should be telling a friend to tell a friend. That's the way how you get results.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Shani? Hello?
Shani? Oh, she's not talking.
Oh, do you know her? Sorry.
No, I don't know her. I think she said hello to me in the comments.
Oh, okay. Is there anybody else want to come up in the box that can give us a bit more insight?
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
It's Hayley, what are obviously essentially, you know, because I'm aware that her child wasn't born in this country, and although I know social services were previously obviously wanting to intervene when she was pregnant, and that was the purpose of her running away. But what, you know, where do people stand in a sense of that she's not in the UK? So what, you know, what can be done to try and assist this child?
that's kind of why I contacted the National Crime Agency, because they work with Interpol and they work with all different countries, because I don't know whether she could be forced back to the UK. I know that what I don't want is him to end up in care either, but she has got family. He obviously does have a father. There's obviously other options. I just want, even if she keeps him, just to have some kind of guidance or someone laying eyes on him, to know that he's okay, to know that his healthcare is up to date, to know that he's got schooling if he needs it, just all of the things that would kind of make the healthy decisions for him, because I don't think she's in a place where she's particularly making great decisions herself.
Yeah, I just wanted to join to say I was reporting her Telegram because she was posting the unalive baby and it's been deleted, because she was just constantly posting someone's unalive baby and then her private parts, and then her son, and then an unalive baby, and then her private parts, and then her son. She's flabbergasted me.
I think she's very manic, and obviously I'm not a doctor, I don't know if she's got any mental health conditions or anything, but for me, when I was like watching her live and I saw her Telegram, I just thought to myself, she's very, very manic, and I think that her child needs to be checked in on, and and the right steps to be taken for that little boy to be safe, because I genuinely don't think he is.
Yeah, no, I saw something else that really creeped me out. If you search her name on Facebook, there was a man who went to Thailand and he took pictures of her breastfeeding at a bar, and then the caption said, "She let me have a taste and it was really sweet," and it's public. If you go on Facebook and search her name, a picture of her breastfeeding comes up.
Oh my gosh, this just gets worse. But somebody did come up the other day and says that like she's really big over in Thailand, and they all like are aware of what she's doing and they're not feeling it at all. So they will be taking videos and be trying to get that viral moment to go viral over here, because she's a sensation over there.
Yeah, but
the problem that you've got is, and I do know a little bit about this, is she's still a British citizen, and although she's possibly had that child abroad, he would still be classed as a British citizen. Now, under the Hague Convention, the police, Interpol, social services, and that can actually do something about it. Now, I don't know, I don't really follow her. She's not my sort of cup of tea kind of thing. I just usually scroll past people, become quite irritated with. So, but I do know under the Hague Convention that they could, put, a warrant out for her.
I'm not going to write that down.
Yeah, if anybody has any information or little gems like that, feel free to join, man, because the more the merrier.
I only know about the Hague Convention because there was a young boy that went missing. So basically there was a young boy that went missing a while back. His father took him out of the country, and when it was all in the Sun newspapers. I think his name was Ben something. I can remember the story, but I can't remember who it was. I think his name was Ben something. He was quite young in anyway. The father took him out of the country, more or less never to be seen, for a little while. But because it was under the Hague Convention, that they could actually do something about it, because he was actually born here. So, and also her being a British citizen, although he's been born in another country, technically she would have got him a British passport, because she wouldn't have been able to, unless she's a citizen of that country, she can't get him registered or anything. So I'm wondering how he's travelling. So she must have a British passport for him or something.
Yeah, people are saying he's got one.
Yeah, exactly. So,
British national, though, not a citizen.
sorry?
Some people in the comments, and I would have assumed this as well, that he's a British national, not a citizen.
Yeah, so if she's got, because obviously he would fall underneath, her. So just because, there's people that, go and live in America and places like that, and, they have children. But, just because they're living in America doesn't make them literally American, if you know what I mean. They might have some rights, but I don't think that because mum, dad, or whatever is British, I don't believe that country would have any kind of sort of like legal powers over the child unless, they were taking him into care or, her for legal reasons or something like that.
Okay, thank you. Stopped forced adoption?
Yeah, hi. Hi, guys. Hi, Hayley. You're right. Hope you're good.
Hello, you
Hi,
okay?
darling. Yeah, I because obviously stop forced adoption, you can imagine what my plight is to try and end forced adoption, which is where parents can't fight to keep their children. I think everyone should have the right to be able to fight, I think, a fair trial under the Human Rights Act. Everyone should have a fair trial to fight to keep their children. My daughter suffers with autism and ADHD and etc. My situation was that I was very sick and very ill. I reached out to social services and it ended up with my daughter being removed from me because my disabilities was seen as, neglect, and she went off the rails as well. There was a lot going on. I needed the help, so that I reached out and it ended up with my daughter being taken. I've got a son who's like 30, never had a social worker, but with her ADHD, she was putting herself at risk. She was going out late at night. I had to phone the police on her, etc. So that's just a little bit about what I'm about. So when I first came on TikTok about 4 years ago, I came across, is it Ellis? Hi, Billy. I came across her. And when because what I saw with my daughter, what my daughter went through in the care system, my daughter came back to me 5 stone. She'd lost all her hair to stress alopecia. She'd been groomed. She'd been it's a mess. So the care system needs changing. That's what we're trying to change. But so about 4 years ago, I followed her, and I think she followed me back on her main page. That's now banned. But from what I could see, because at the time I was still angry at social services, the way they let my daughter down and not dealt with her mental health, they meant to look after her, but they weren't. So I was very angry at the time. So I had that anger inside me. I'm a lot calmer now. My daughter's been on 2.5 years and she's doing really well, everyone. So hair's grown back, she's put on weight and she's fine. But, because I'm in the cause, I got involved with her and I actually even sent her money a couple of times. At Christmas, I send money to people who have actually got away from the social services. If I feel that it's like, I know quite a few people that have done this. So I just thought she's another person that's being targeted by social services and she's on the off. So what I do know is that when children are born abroad, they get dual citizenship. So a lot of people at the moment who are fleeing social services are actually going to Southern Ireland. I do have a friend who went to Spain and her daughter got dual citizenship. So it's harder for the UK social services to fight because you've got to fight another country's social services. So that's what the problem is. I think people, because she's obviously British and English, people automatically think, well, her son will be. But no, because he was born in Turkey, other countries don't have social services like we have. So, and they don't have forced adoption. Like forced adoption is only in a couple of countries like UK and a couple others in Europe. So a lot of people are fleeing to get away from social services. So my heart went out to her. I hope I'm explaining myself well enough, guys.
Yeah, can I just say something? 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, guys in the chat, man. Just chill, please, man. Just let her land, please.
Yeah, I'll just go off my experience. I do know somebody who went abroad, had their child there, and got a common law passport. So, and everything's fine. She's come back here now. Social services were involved for a short while. They've left her alone. But what I do know about is it Ellis her name? Ellie or Ellis?
Ellis, I think, already.
Ellis. I do know she was getting a lot of people were just sending the police to her house constantly, and that's why she did jump on a plane and go elsewhere to have her son. So I kind of
didn't she have children taken away before this?
Well, this is what I'm hearing recently, because what I was just about to say, offensive. As time's gone on, I've kind of seen her in a different light, because I see that this boy is being moved around from different places, and it is worrying. It is worrying.
I mean, because if you've got children that's already been taken away from you, you stay and fight for those children.
Yeah, I would never leave. I'd never leave.
And you do all the steps that you can, because I sit in family courts, you see, and I go through, I'm a Mackenzie friend in family courts. So
yeah, I am too.
I know a bit about motions. So, and, if there was anything, of danger, I mean, social services won't just take children away. They don't.
No.
There's got to be...
there'll be like there's like a super. I'm a Mackenzie now as well. Just to let you know. But my whole view on everything has turned since I first met and followed her. But then I sort of didn't follow her anymore, because But recently, what she's done, I think this has backfired on her, and I do think that to use her child to do, to get the follows, really, isn't it? Because she's dead, obviously there's no benefit where she is. There's no benefits or anything like that. So she's doing the sources stuff, isn't she? And she's asking people on TikTok to help her finance her and her son, her son's life. It is questionable. It is worrying. I know social services can get it wrong sometimes.
Places like Thailand and stuff like that, okay. In the more sort of like, seasonal, when it's more seasonal, it can be quite expensive, but it's still relatively a cheap place to be able to go to.
Roughly, the living cost of living in Thailand is around $1,800. So she turns over on her OnlyFans roughly around 2,000, if not more.
Well,
that's before she makes some money on here.
See, what would have happened was that obviously she's had, or if she's had these other children taken away, because I don't really know her like that. I've only seen what's going on and what she's done, just recently. So, and I've just heard, from looking at comments and other bits and pieces like that. So, if she had children taken away, if she would have had this child at the hospital, social services or hospital would have notified social services and the police under section 1721 that she was there with that, or she was, just about to give birth to that child, that's if it happened here. But people were saying that he was, which country was he actually born in?
I think somebody was saying in the comments it's Turkey.
Yeah, I think it was Turkey. Well,
he wouldn't get. See, my husband's Turkish, but he wouldn't get citizenship in Turkey. There's not, unless she was a Turkish citizen herself. He would not get citizenship.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to say
ladies,
is that...
one sec, because I am curious that we do have other people on the panel. So welcome Torian and welcome Dame. What's up?
Hi guys.
What are you saying to you, Bless?
Sorry, I'm eating the most spicy fucking jerk chicken in my life, and it's burning up my mouth.
Carry on eating then if you want.
What I want to say is this, yeah? That woman, Mum on the Run, or whatever her fucking name is done out here. Okay? And anybody supporting this maniac is also done out here. Now, whether this woman is lying about her child being in an orphanage or whether the child is in an orphanage, regardless, it is child abuse. Because number one, if what she's saying is true, you've left your child in an orphanage where there's strangers, you don't know what's going on with your child. And second of all, if you are lying to gain whatever it is you're trying to gain, you're using your child for financial gain, which is also a form of child abuse. So regardless of what it is, it's fucking wrong. Okay? Anybody that's out here agreeing or whatever, you're just as bad. And now I can sympathize and understand that the social workers and the justice system in the UK is not all the way there. It's not truthful. Yes, it throws it sometimes gets it wrong 110%, and I'm not here trying to justify that. But what we're not going to do is try and compare this woman with a case that is a mistake. What she's doing is wrong, whether, like I said, her child is in her care or whether her child is not in her care. And I think people need to understand that regardless of whatever the situation is, there is still a child that people don't know people don't know whether that child is alive or whether that child is 6 feet under. And I'm sorry, I know that might be triggering, but it's fucking facts. Yeah, and I understand everyone wants to add their opinions and whatever, because I'm right here adding my opinion. But what I'm trying to say is that no one doesn't know nothing. You lot don't know this woman from a can of paint. You lot don't know if this woman's a serial killer or a blood clot peddler. You lot don't know nothing about this woman. So I'm gonna need everyone to stop acting like they know this woman from Adams, because you lot don't know this woman. And if she's running from authorities or the local authority or whatever it is, it's for you to be here and fight what you need to fight.
Yeah, no one knows it, but it's social media. This is social media, isn't it? And she's only showing us bits and bobs. So we're judging someone off little clips that we're getting. Yeah, things have got really bad. I didn't think, what's come out recently. And I trust Hayley. I've been following Hayley right from the start. Hayley follows me back, and I trust Hayley's research. And what I'm hearing, I'm absolutely shocked with. Absolutely appalled with it, and it's a shame because I was rooting for her. Do you know, I was rooting for her, and I saw her making meals for her son. I saw her getting the fruits, the vegetables, the toy. I saw that a couple of years ago, but things have gone left, and obviously things have gone awry, and now she's using for clout her son. I agree with you, Torian. Her son to say he's in an orphanage where it is triggering. It's for views. You don't do that for views. It's wrong. It's wrong.
It's called rage baiting, and you can see very easily like the type of woman that she is. She's trying to make money off a child, completely wrong, and it is literally child neglect. Like, that's what she's doing, and I think authorities are the only people that could deal with this. Social media is a big problem for her, and she is making the money she's making the money on OnlyFans, not just on TikTok. And that's what people don't understand. She is making money. She's making enough money to live a lavish lifestyle in Thailand. And the way that she's spoken about her child, I think it is pretty clear that her child does need a rehoming into a better environment. That's all I think.
I think a good outcome would be that she does come back to the UK and then let social services assess her, like I've known people do, and they've come back and they've got their children at home. They're great parents, and it's they're fine. So I do think that.
I think the other children that she got taken, I believe, I don't know if I will be correct, but it was due to child neglect. So I think that this child, before the child was born, was already due in, Lancashire Children's Services. So I believe they don't just do that for no reason. If child neglect is a big thing, they go through full like systems to try and make sure that everything is like the parent is deemed unfit.
So where's the father in all this though?
Can I ask that? I'd love to know where the dad is in all of this.
I don't think she has anything to do with him from what I saw. Like I say, I've not been following her recently, but from about, say, a year to 2 years ago, she did post something of the dad, and it just looked messy, you know what I mean? He looked like he was on drugs, and it looked like, yeah, it didn't look good. And she has slated him online, saying he doesn't, you know, he's just a waste man or whatever she calls him. So that's the situation with the dad. But I didn't know that she'd had three other children taken to care. I didn't know that.
Where is Matthew?
A bit about the father. You going back on saying that about the father, knowing that she's done a runner with his child and that, although he's not technically on the birth certificate, she hasn't given him a chance to be on the birth certificate because she's had the baby abroad, if that's the case. So technically, he could actually go through the courts to say, look, you know, I believe this to be my child. She's on the run with my child, and you know, that's where Interpol would step in, you know. And I can't understand why, if there's social services after her and stuff like that, why they haven't stepped in so quickly, you know, now, because they know where she is. They must be following her.
I think this is just a presumption. I think that the reason why is because there is different jurisdictions, and when it comes to different countries, they have to follow also their rules. And see, like the British government are really bad when it comes to moving from a different country, and then the social services can't actually go against like the British government. That's the problem. And
the thing is, social services would put in, they would serve the courts with papers, and then the courts would, you know, grant social services the powers to do that. But the thing is, because we're talking about 3 different jurisdictions now, we're talking about, you know, either Interpol, the police, whatever, social services and the courts, and we know how our systems work, and they don't work well together. That is you know, one big thing in this country. None of the agencies really work very well together. And
can I just comment on one thing, Danielle? The child was born in Turkey, but just because they're born in Turkey doesn't mean that they automatically get citizenship. They wouldn't be able to unless the dad or the mum was a Turkish citizen. We don't know about whether the dad is a Turkish citizen. I don't know.
Said that he was born in Cyprus. Rachel said that he was born in Cyprus. I know for Turkey, most definitely. You know, he would not get citizenship. There's no way whatsoever, because she's not a citizen.
And the only way that they would get citizenship is if the father was Turkish or Turkish Cypriot. They'll be able to, but they would have to be on the birth certificate.
Yeah, Mum on the run exposure up. Sorry, 1 minute.
The other thing is,
exposure. If you're in here and you want to rise, you can rise.
The other thing is, why did the embassy give them, if the social services, the courts and everything had done everything that they possibly could within their power, they would have put all, you know, and they knew that she had gone to abroad to have this child, then, you know, they would have, you know, put all the embassies on lockdown not to serve, you know, her with a passport for the child. You know, so really it's incompetence on their part, because, you know, she wouldn't have been able to travel with him. Do you know what I mean? She wouldn't have been able to travel so freely. So if they wanted her to come back, or, you know, they wanted her movements sort of like, you know, really restricted and that, you know, they wouldn't have given her a passport for him.
Yeah, I don't think, like she has said before, that she wasn't actually running from social services. That's what she said. And they weren't involved at the point because she was only early on in her pregnancy. what I believe happened, there was girls in her town that were harassing her and sending the police, making false allegations against her. That's what she said. The reason is she went abroad because she was scared that social services would take her son if she didn't. So she was being harassed.
But he still wouldn't have had that passport at that point. That's the thing. So if social services did get involved later on down the line, because she's always stated that they were going to take that child away from her at birth.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, on her Telegram, she posted her criminal record, and in her criminal record, which I screenshotted, she said that one of them said because of her history of DV that her pregnancy and the child she was having was already on a child protective order. So before Cairo was born, he was.
But that doesn't mean to say that they were going to take the child away just because a child is on a child protection order.
If you saw her criminal record,
is it bad?
It is bad, and all of the DV and stuff has all been in front of her kids. And she's poked people, smashed so many people's windows, terrorized people in her town, really bad stuff.
After she assaulted the disabled guy, she basically doubled down on it and went as far to call him a cripple as well. She's a very nasty woman.
Yeah, she said that this woman owed her £20, so she beat her up so bad that the woman was sick and then made her eat the sick.
What? Did she say that online, or was there a video of that?
Yeah, and then on her Telegram, she's attacked paramedics and stuff before, so she was like, just so you bitches know, I attack emergency workers, so imagine what I'll do to yous. She's psycho.
But the thing is, one day she's going to come across somebody that's not going to tolerate her bullshit. Do you know what I mean? And, they'll flatten her. They'll make her a speed bump in the road. Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, she's one of those kind of people that pick on people that are not capable to, respond to her in the right way that she needs responding to when she's doing these kind of things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Kelly in the building. Hello, Kelly.
Hi.
Hello,
sorry, Nicola Jones in the comments.
What can I do? 1 minute.
I just wanted to pop up. My dad was a diplomat for 47 years, so I can answer the question about passports and things like that. The reason the child was issued with a passport is because it is not any embassy's jurisdiction not to grant one unless the person themselves has a return to the UK type of thing. Do not grant a passport. The child is legally entitled to one. They would, which it does not have. She does not have a court order saying do not issue her a passport. As far as, that goes, he is legally entitled to a passport to travel. Up until the age of 12 months, he would have traveled on her passport. So, that's why he was granted one. We spent, I can remember my whole childhood, my dad having to go out to the airport when there were also rug mule cases where children had been involved. And what happens is the local authorities will take the child, they contact the embassy and say, hey, we have one of yours. Unfortunately, this is the instance. What is the procedure in this case? You then contact London. They will issue out a team of social services to come and collect the child. And that, if this child is taken, is what will happen. Until that point, the child is put into a protective sort of area where they are overseen by the embassy as well. So the embassy team will watch the child while they are being held by the social services to ensure, as a British national, that they are okay. Up until that point, there isn't actually much that they can really do as an embassy. So that would be the answer to why it has a passport.
You know, like, what could you clear up about, like, her visa situation over in Thailand? Like, how many times can she get a visa? Like, will it run out? Like,
well, it depends on the Thai government's policy. I think right now they have don't they have one where you can stay there if you are on something to do with where you're working online or working. They have a certain visa where you're working online out there now. There is a different one that you can apply for. So maybe she's applied for that. I don't know. It depends what she's applied for. There's about, I think, 10, 15 different visas in different countries. There you go, digital nomad visa that she could have applied for. She could be hopping in and out. But I think people sort of play down third world country authorities, but what they hate is people paying attention on them. I grew up in third world countries, and if you say, all right, well, we have a British national, American national, whatever, and if they're not going to do anything about it because they're a third world country, the government go absolutely insane and they will do something about it. So just to let you know.
Jay, just quickly, I've just muted someone in the comments who was like chucking it to me, but someone just said to me that that's Mum on the Run, whatever, Ellis.
the person that you just muted.
Yeah, did you see him being rude to me? They was like, make me. I was like, all right then. And
Yeah, I did. You got to them before me. I was going to mute them, but I've seen a few people saying that she's in here as well.
Is that her account? Does anyone know if
I did message her prior and said, like, obviously come up and the people want to hear from you, and she was like, nah. I said, okay, cool.
It's not her.
We're going to carry on either way. Kennedy, did you want to say something?
Nope, but just thought I'd let you know that side of things. I don't know if that helps answer any of those questions, but and in terms of his nationality, again, someone already answered it, but he being born in another country does not make you that nationality. It means that you were born there. So on your passport, all it says was, for example, my granddad was born in South Africa. Doesn't make him, South African. He still was British. So he was just born there.
Okay.
The kid would have been registered immediately. His birth would have been registered through births, deaths and marriages via the British Embassy or the British Consulate in the country he was born in. And then that would have been registered through the government here. So
that's if she has got a birth certificate, because a lot of people, they don't get a birth certificate from the fact that social services actually can't take your child if your child doesn't have a birth certificate.
Well, to get a passport, he had to have a birth certificate. They wouldn't have issued one without it. It would be as simple as that. So,
to go there. She went there. I think she was about 2 or 3 months pregnant when she went, didn't she? It's years ago now. I mean, it's about 4 now. So I'm talking like 3-4 years ago. But he was, it was quite an early stage of her pregnancy when she did go.
Someone's saying you don't get a British birth certificate. Anybody else have one? I have one that says I was born in the UK. Someone who was born outside of the UK will say that they were born outside of the UK and then they register it at an embassy to say that they were born in a different country, but they are British. So, yes, you do.
It goes under the overseas births, deaths and marriages section. So, and what will happen is he will get a certificate that is granted in Turkey, as with hospital documents and stuff like that. And then it has to go to the notary, which is like, it's like a solicitor's, should have to get a solicitor to take her to the notary, which is like the government office that translates it. So, and once you get the translated copy of the certificate, it then goes to the embassy. and then the embassy document it as, you know, an overseas like birth, and then it translates into I've got a wedding certificate that's been, you know, translated. So it'd be exactly the same process. So it gets translated, and then it has an official seal on it, and it gets registered as overseas, you know, as an overseas birth kind of thing. So obviously she has got a certificate then that way for him, and then got the passport.
And it says that you are British, so that's how that one works out. So it's but that will answer those ones on how she got the passport for the child and how the embassy will work for her as well. But they could also, you know, work for the child quite well as well. Hopefully.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Right, Matthew, Ellis, can't you rise, mate? Everybody in the chat wants you to rise up. I've asked you about 2 times in the chat.
Jump down in any way, but thank you for having me up.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming up. Thanks as well, Kelly.
I'm going to jump down. Thank you very much for having me.
You too. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's refresh up the stage then. Hayley, you got anything else that you would like to share?
No, I was just listening to everyone else. If Matthew Ellis could come up, he'd be really, really handy to have up because he knows her a lot and he's got a lot of really good information.
Matthew, even the Queen has asked you, so come on. Come up, mate. I did have a look at your page still. We got some new people there. 1 second. Hello, Michelle.
Right. I have right, I'm just not a bit clear on one thing. So I know she's doing wrong what she's doing now, but what has she done legally wrong?
Illegally? Do you mean illegally?
No. What? Sorry. What? You know, is there any sort of like warrant for her or anything like that, or?
I believe she is wanted by social services, wanted to speak to her in the UK, which is why she fled in the first place, to keep the child.
Yeah.
There's also many crimes that are being committed now, such as child neglect and...
Of course not. Yeah.
You know, she's using him for financial gain, which is child exploitation, which is obviously a serious crime.
Awful.
NJ, people are saying this is her, so I've invited her into the box. I don't know if it is her. I can kick her if it's not, but that's what people keep saying to me, so...
Okay, that's cool. Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it was just, I didn't understand whether there was sort of like an outstanding warrant in the UK for her, or is it just like the social services that is it a warrant they've got for her, or is it they just want to speak to her?
I think the name's really on the tin, ain't it? Really, it's a mum on the run, so she's on the run from something, love, and obviously with her track record, it's not looking good at all.
Can the mods check that Matthew Ellis hasn't been muted? Because
he's in the comments. He's not there. He's already confirmed. He's in the comments.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll drop down. Thank you.
All right, have a nice night, Michelle.
Bye.
Regina.
Hey, I don't know much about this Mum on the Run case. I've just been hearing about from Hayley's group. All I want to say is about when everyone's been discussing about the citizenship of the child. I'm a dual citizen, so my parents were British, but they had me abroad in Bangladesh. They are also Bangladeshi citizens. So when I was born in Bangladesh, I was automatically a dual citizen baby, and I was classed as a British child born abroad. So I was issued with a Bangladeshi birth certificate, which technically doesn't hold any value in the UK, but I was automatically given a British passport via my parents, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me to, for example, when I went to college, when I went to uni and I had to apply for student finances, etc., I've always had to make sure my British passport had to be up to date, because that was the only way for me to prove that I'm a British citizen, because I don't have anything else to say that I'm a British, because I don't have a citizenship card and I don't have a birth certificate. So this child would automatically, via the mum's passport, could automatically apply for a passport and doesn't need to have a birth certificate to say that he's British.
Okay.
Also, in my opinion, if I just want to get my opinion across, I know we're talking about social services and etc., etc. Now, we know the burden on social services in the country. We've seen many cases, especially in terms of Sarah Sharif's case, we've seen how social services have let a child who has been in the UK, they've been let down. So in my eyes, to have that expectation for social services to be chasing this unborn child around different countries, I think our expectations are a bit too high on the actual social services. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm 100%, they should be. But seeing the previous cases that's been ongoing within the UK land, they've been letting children down everywhere. So I'm not surprised that this child has just, gone. The mum's gone off and given birth in a different country and just been forgotten about, because it's nothing new. So I think our expectations, I don't know if you'd agree, but I think our expectation on the social services are a bit high on this case, considering what we've seen in the past.
I do think you raise a good point at the end, obviously to do with resources and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It is going to take longer for them probably to track her down and to help that young person. But, this is why awareness is key, so that authorities in overseas can find out and maybe they can team up. Because obviously all the proof is out there on the Telegram. The things that she's doing, it's showing that she's an unstable parent and that obviously the child is at risk. Look at what anyone says in the chat.
100% the child is at risk. But I mean, I know what Hayley's done so far and it's incredible, but what more can we do to help this child is my question, because I don't see how much our social services is going to help. I think it needs to go to court to bring this child back, because without court order, no one can bring this child back. So because this child would be classed and is classed as a British child born abroad. So we have a right towards this child as a country. So obviously this case needs to be taken to court for this child to be brought back and then dealt with. Whether the mum comes with him or not, that's up to her. But this child needs to be brought back. And I just don't know how we can do that if the social services are not doing it.
I understand. Thank you for that, Regina. So everybody's saying that ST Lauda is the actual person. ST?
No, I'm bloody not. I'm not the actual person, and I don't know why anybody would think that.
Well, you sound like her.
I absolutely bloody fucking do not.
Hayley, this is her, isn't it?
No, that's not her voice. This is just someone who's very...
I don't think that's her.
ST, why is everybody calling out your name then? What's your...
Why don't you ask everybody? I'm not everybody.
Right, ST, why have you got such a bad attitude?
Who's talking? Sorry, I'm doing something, so I'm not actually looking at my phone.
It's irrelevant. Alicia. But your attitude's disgusting. Don't come here with a disgusting attitude. No one's had that attitude.
Bitch, fuck off. You didn't bring me onto this stage to tell me about my attitude. You don't like it.
That's definitely her. Right, wait there. What
a lovely lady.
I don't think it's her, but whoever she is, her attitude stinks.
No, it's not.
All right, do something about it, Alicia.
If you think it's her, I want to see a smiley face. If you don't think it's her, let's see a sad face.
That's not her, but she's got the same attitude.
Can we get her in order to go get some sleep because she's got school tomorrow?
Well,
if you think it's her, smiley face. If you don't think it's her, sad face, everybody. Yeah, now vote.
I don't think that's her.
No, I don't
Her
think it
voice
is.
is a lot deeper, isn't it?
She'd have more intelligent, manipulative things to say than, oh, Alicia, do something about
Do something about it. What, over the internet? What should I do? Jump through the screen?
Send me your postcode.
Send me your postcode. I'll pull up. No.
ST, you're a very bad troll. ST, come off mute, man.
I got my hands full. You all right, guys?
So you're trolling.
Listen, who brought me on the stage? I didn't ask to come on the stage. You put me on.
You didn't have to be here though, you could have left.
Oh, Alicia, shut up, man.
It's not Alicia,
Mayonnaise monster. Harry, mayonnaise monster number 2.
She fancies me, everyone.
Mayonnaise monster number 2. Go on. What do you want to tell us?
I can't even understand what you're saying.
Esty, have you got anything interesting to add to this conversation?
Alicia, you're the one that brought me on the stage.
Have you got anything interesting to add? Yeah, because people were saying you were her. So have you got anything interesting to add or not?
None of you have had anything interesting to add apart from
Does your mum know that you're on the internet talking like this?
She said I'm the only interesting one. Estee, follow me, I'll follow you back.
Big up, Kaylee. Bad
Big
gal.
up, Estee Lauder. Guys, she's a fan. Now stop it.
Alright, who's dropping her now?
Hang on.
Hello, Leah. You okay?
Who are these random people? I think they're sleeping. Leah, are you there? I was probably thinking, how do I get up here? Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi, I just wanted to say, yeah, that girl definitely sounded like her. From her last live, she even said, go and do something about it. The exact same quotes that she just said there and then on that live, she said on her last live that she was on about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. So that fake account that was up, that Estee, that definitely sounded like her from her last live about 2 hours ago. The same thing she was saying.
Her voice was her voice is a lot deeper.
No, I think she was putting on an accent.
Oh, do you reckon?
I was thinking.
Yeah,
you know what?
100%.
Possibly.
100%. I'm honestly, I don't have nothing else to say, like, on regards of what you're all talking about. But I definitely would say that was her 100%. She was putting on an accent to make it sound like it wasn't her, but the things that she was saying, it was things that she was saying in her live like 2 hours ago.
I think
got
she
a
would
similar
come straight to me
attitude
if
as
it had
well.
been her.
Yeah, when she said to Alicia, like, what are you going to do about it, or whatever, she was literally, somebody commented something on her last live, and she was like, what are you going to do about it, you dickhead, or something, she said to them. And that was exactly the same. As soon as she said that to Alicia, I was like, that's definitely her. She's just putting on a different accent.
I personally
Very,
don't think
very
it's her.
rude, isn't it?
Yeah, I think she would have gone. She would have gone for me straight away. She was not going to say that I was the only nice one up here. And
Just my opinion, guys, but that was all I was having in the box for.
I was a lot younger than her.
But I guess I don't know really. But yeah, that was all I was coming in for.
Leah just said, I can't believe I just did that. Leah requested accidentally. We have justice for Leah, please.
That's all good. What? But why is Matthew Ellis not rising? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because their account is obviously in her name backwards because her name is Ellis Matthews, and maybe they're trying to hide their identity because I think they might know her in real life.
Ah.
Ellis is definitely more feisty, and she would have come up straight away and she would have taken me on and she would have tried to accuse us of all sorts and come out with a massive story. He doesn't want to talk on live. Yeah, I did think he probably wouldn't want to talk on live because he's obviously hiding his identity or whatever.
Okay. All right, no worries. I understand that. Wow, we've got loads of people in here. Let's give this person a chance. What time are you on? 11 o'clock, all right.
The average married couple has sex
Hello, Debbie.
times a week. 1.5.
Hello, humans.
Or 9 3/4.
Hello, Sophie.
Hello there, my guys. Right, if this has already been said, because I had to go to the little tinkly room earlier, so if someone said this already, I
Wait there,
apologise.
Sophie, please don't say it's something to do with citizenship.
Oh, good God, no, I don't know anything about that.
All right, fine, go on then.
I was going to have my opinion on it, but no, it isn't about that. If it's been said, I do apologise. One of the things that I was a bit concerned about after listening to everybody is, I don't know exactly where she is at the moment. My concern is she going to say he's been kidnapped or gone missing? This was my.
She says that already, or do you think? Are you saying that? Do you think this is her next move?
No, this is just my opinion because I've only ever seen 2 videos of hers. Once, which must have been in the beginning, where obviously I felt for her and I actually sent money over, and then randomly before all this is all kicked off, one of her videos popped up on my page. And she was talking to this little boy like crap, and he ran in someone's garden, and she was talking to him all nicely and sweetly and all smiles, and then calling him all the names under the sun when he was away from this person's front garden. So he was jumping on someone's car. And now I've been listening to everybody else on here, you know, with either their opinions or things they've sort of fact-checked the best they can. When someone was mentioning about her going abroad in that really lovely place for children to visit, is she going to say he's gone missing or been stolen? That's my biggest concern now.
Well, there's no telling how far she'll go to get a reaction from people.
Yeah, the only reason I say that, sorry to butt in, sweetie, but I'm allowed because Hayley brought me over and I've liked your page. I saw a documentary a good few years ago when they were doing the undercover of the stuff I can't even talk about because it physically makes me feel sick. And it was something that even English people were doing. They were going over there with a specific thing to do because the children that came from that country were fetching less money to be rented out by their parents than the English children were. And after things that have been said of a similar nature, that would be my biggest concern. That's just my 2 pence. Shall I bugger off now?
Well, you can stick around for a hot minute if you want. Thank you for sharing that though, Sophie.
Yeah, sorry if someone said that, so I had to go to the little girl's room.
No worries. Hello, Connie. Connie, are you there? Okay, let's go to Miley. Hello, Miley.
Hiya, I was trying to unmute myself, it wouldn't work.
Oh, hello, Connie. No worries.
You're all right. Just a quick bit to add, really. I saw loads in the comments earlier, people saying it's not child abuse, it's not neglect, and that obviously people need to stop being involved and mind their own business. And just from a personal perspective, as somebody, as a child, we were on the run from social services, and it absolutely is abusive. Like, we were walking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just shipped off to the next place that we were staying. It might have been a bus stop, it might have been a derelict building. But as a child, it's so unsettling. You don't know where you are, you don't know where you're going to be next, you don't know when your next hot meal's coming, and it is abusive. It's not a way for children to be raised. And now, as an adult, I work in a children's home with traumatised children that have come through these backgrounds, and we've got teenagers and younger all still trying to mend the trauma that these type of life has led them to.
Connie, can I just say, you see, when you're in that kind of like field of work and stuff, or it's something that that you've studied and stuff, that you clock signs that your average person wouldn't clock. And this is why people don't actually understand why when we see these things it riles us up so much, because we could just be seeing the first stages, and then in a couple of months down the line we hear something has happened, and then that's when you feel like shit about yourself, because you think, wow, I seen and didn't. Like, imagine Hayley has a platform, do you know what I mean, that she can reach thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like, this is the reason why she does what she does,
and she does it over and over and over again.
Exactly.
And whether you say it once or 20 times, so it's everybody's job to intervene. These are children and they're helpless, and if adults don't stick up for them, nobody else is going to. It is everybody's. Child protection is absolutely everybody's responsibility.
Could I just jump in there briefly, because it was something I thought about actually, Connie. It was something that Hayley said earlier but I'm on medication, so I forgot. Legal medication. It was in regards to social services, and obviously we know how they get a bad rap, or, you know, however you want to view them over here, with all the paperwork, which is stupid they've got to do. Someone mentioned that because not sometimes, but social services do miss a lot over here for whatever reason, why they're going to be chasing, you know, her and her little boy. Do we not think maybe they would be, because it's already high profile before anything? I'm doing those funny comment thingies, what do you call them? The two lines either side, apostrophes. Because you can't see me, I'm doing it like you can see me. Maybe because it is a high profile case, maybe they will, you know, pull their finger out and try and do something, you know, because things only seem to become high profile after the fact over here. So maybe we might actually see something be done. Do you think?
I'm really not sure, to be honest. I think they absolutely should be, but whether there will be is another question, because I mean, the average social worker, I work with a lot of social workers and some really, really good ones, but the average social worker has probably got 30 children on their caseload that are in immediate danger. And I know that little boy maybe, but actually the children that they're looking after, you have to prioritise somewhere, and I just don't know whether it's practical. And I think that absolutely should be looking at him. I just don't know if it's practicality wise. I don't personally think there will be.
Right, yeah. It was just a question I had. It'd just be interesting to see how all of this pans out.
Definitely, we'll be all eyes on it. Connie, is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I just wanted to bring that little personal perspective to it, because, like I say, a lot of people will say that it's not abusive and it's none of our business, but it is abusive and it is our business, because he's a child and it's everyone's business to safeguard children.
Right, I'm going to jump out the box. Thank you so much for letting me in. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah,
You've done well.
I'll jump down as well.
God bless. All right, thanks, and you, Connie.
Good, bye.
Bye-bye. Miley, are you there?
NJ, can we not platform this person? Because this is, I'll tell you private, but this is a terrible person. This
one underneath you?
High. I'll tell you off the app, but she's not. She's terrible. You don't want that on here.
Oh, yeah, I do see a few trolls coming here, like, even what's her name? Look in the request. Who's requested?
No, I saw her.
Wow. People have no shame. It's embarrassing. Right, we've got Abs. She says, you don't know me. Hello, Abs. Who's requested EQ? Nah, but she followed me the other day. She's left on follow back though still. Abs, are you there? No? Okay, you can drop. Why not let her come on and have her say? Alicia, WhatsApp me.
You know, the thing is, I'll just tell you here, she said horrific things about disabled people, about people of colour. She said things about people who can't have children. She has said awful things about every single community, and I don't think anyone should platform someone like that.
Yeah,
I think it could, like, a lot of people, she's upset a lot of people, and I just think it's damaging. And I've just had loads of messages come through at once where people are saying, and I've seen her do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Alicia's my
I'm not
people.
trying to take control.
I don't need to second guess anything. I know for a fact that.
I just don't want that on your platform as well, because you're my mate.
Yeah, come on. Thank you for looking out. That person can actually hold a block then. See ya. Sweetest Beep, why are you in here? Like, really and truthfully, like, come on, man. Like, move your request, please. Respectfully. Alright, let's give Sam a chance.
Hello? Does anybody else want to rise up? The boxes, there's 3 boxes open. Add mum on the run exposures. They can come up, I don't mind. Obviously, I'll be honest with you, the other day when we had done a live, me and a lot of the people that I had on the panel was ill-informed of what had gone on, and I'll be honest with you, yeah, maybe we did like go in on her a little bit, but I wouldn't say it was a bully, it was just the fact of like the troll in it. You see, the thing is, like, if you are a content creator and your face out there and you're pushing for the awareness, I get that in it, but a lot of people like are behind these faceless accounts and do the most because they're not showing their face, and they're the kind of accounts that I don't like. Respectfully. But Mom on the Run exposure, if you'd like to come up and have your 2 pence, I know you are pushing for the 10k mark, you're welcome to come up. Thank you for the follow, Nicole. Angeline, let's give Angeline a go. Hello, Maz? Hello? Maz? Andreen, sorry. Wow, Andreen, I have to just say to everybody on TikTok, yeah, this is probably the most weirdest platform that I've ever been on. So respectfully, like, please, like little babies and that, please don't have them as your display picture. Like even earlier I was in somebody's live and some troll had like gone onto their account, like took the picture and then jumped in their live and started saying horrible stuff like, mommy, look at me and all that. It's just weird on this app. So I just want to just protect you, yeah, and your child and all that kind of stuff. And I just have to drop you again. Well, that's just a little bit aware. I'm not trying to tell people what to do and that, but trust me, man, this place is just not the place. Gotta be careful, man.
Yeah, 100%. The person we're talking about as well has taken pictures of people's children, even their deceased children, and have made content out of it. So she's someone, as soon as you speak in a box and she can get a photo of your children, she's going to say horrific things. The voice notes available about her talking about El's child and stomping on his head, etc., are all out there because she's tried to get access to El through her child. So please be aware of who we're dealing with, and this is not someone who plays.
Generation I'm in right now, man, it's just disgusting. Lena, 420.
Oh yeah.
Hello, you okay?
So I just want to see if any of you have actually seen that video where she's admitting where she put drugs in a child's nappy.
No.
I haven't seen
So
that.
you've never seen that?
No.
Right, so I've got it on my profile's private because I've got my children on it. Excuse my voice, sorry, I'm just getting over a chest infection. So,
get worse.
This is when she was back in the UK, well, before she fled. And she said that she's in Yates's, and she forgot about the kids, and she forgot that she put a gram in one of the child's nappies.
Wow.
So I do have the video, and one of the accounts, I think it's Mum on the Run Exposed, they've got a YouTube account, which is up on there as well. But there's also like loads of other shit because I grew up in the same area as her, and like she just literally, she's fucked in the head. She has been from when she were a kid. My auntie passed away about 3 years ago, and she's messaging my cousin saying basically, like, she's glad she's dead, she's going to jump on a grave, she's going to do all this fucked up shit. So just like, wait till I see you in the UK, bitch, you're not even going to stand a chance, like, you fucked it.
Yeah,
and she blocked me from one of her lives because I said I was going to butcher her. And she's like, you butcher me, come in the boxing ring. It's like, bitch, no, I'll see you on the street and I'll fucking drag you. I'll put you back in the sewer where you belong. Yeah, she blocked me.
Yeah, no, that's what I worry about, because normally what we see in parents like this is they'll start with something small, get bigger and bigger, and as the attention dies down, they need a bigger thing to report about. So it's really, really worrying that what level she'll go to next using her child.
Yeah, completely. She'll just use every excuse that she can. But what gets me is how she goes on about how she was abused and stuff like that. She had a perfectly normal childhood. It was when she got into her teens where she was fucking up, when she got introduced to drugs and stuff like that. So when she says that she'll pass from pillar to post when she was a kid, that's all bullshit. It was only when she was a teenager. And she started prostituting herself at the age of 16. And she used to go to my auntie that she was slandering when she passed away, like basically saying that she needed help because she was on hard drugs. Like she wanted to get off it, she wanted to make her life better. But then the next day she was back on the street selling her ass again. So it's just literally, she's just literally been fucked from day one.
Yeah, it's worrying, and I do address that what happened to her as a child, but I do think like we have to stop the cycle somewhere, and the fact like obviously normally when we have children we try to do better by them, and at the moment he's in such an unstable condition, it just doesn't seem fair.
No, yeah, I get that completely. The child, she doesn't even deserve to have children from how she is. She lost 2 previously, and she had to flee while she was pregnant with a 3rd, so she could keep him, because if she would have given birth over here, they would have took her straight away.
Yeah, no one's saying, Lee, that she didn't have a horrendous childhood. We're just saying, like, when you become a mum, you have to then put your child first. And if we all just said, but we had a bad childhood and that's why we're going to keep repeating the pattern, then it's just going to get worse and worse.
No,
So,
yeah, I completely get that, because if that was my upbringing, I'd do everything I can and more for my child not to go through that.
Exactly. We've got to break the cycle, and we've got to hold people accountable, because she is a full-grown adult now, so she's now responsible for a little one.
Exactly.
Hayley.
Yeah.
Hi, Hayley. Sorry to interrupt. What's the update? Like, what's gone on from this live? What's the news story with Ellis? Because I was last in her sort of, not in her life, but around her in 2020, and she was normal.
Yeah.
She was being harassed. Her life was hell. So what's gone on since then?
Well, in the last couple of weeks, what everyone's talking about, she come to social media and lied and said that her son had been taken into an orphanage, and she filmed videos of her son screaming like.
She was doing that because to get back at the trolls. No, she was doing that because they was already doing that to her.
Do you think that's okay to use a child to do that?
Absolutely not. But if people are continuously bullying you, harassing you, she's made money from it.
Right. So
to get herself out in a better situation. No.
When you're using your child. And
I would never do that. I would never do that personally.
One sec, because what we do around here, we have a conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? So when Hayley's speaking, you've got to mute. We ain't doing that talking over, please.
Yeah, so you asked for the updates. So at the moment, she's using her son to make money. She's been begging for money. Guns online, while her son was face down in a pool of water, struggling to breathe. And then when he came out, he was saying, "I'm sorry, mummy. I'm so sorry, mummy. I'm so sorry, mummy." There's been situations where he's been staying in hostels with rats. His teeth are all rotten. He's not being taken care of. She's putting them in really vulgar situations. He's not having a stable life. Her saying, "I did all this to get back at trolls," is bullshit. She did it all to make money, but she's done it at the risk of putting horrific stuff about her child online, which means any services seeing that are actually going to believe her stories, and her son is at risk now.
Now you can respond.
Hello, can you hear me? Sorry. So moving forward, how can we help the situation? Because she's not in this country. Sorry.
Are you screen recording?
No, I think she needs to just swipe the app up and then come back to it, if that makes sense. It's just a glitch on TikTok.
That sounds better.
Is that better? Sorry, I'm in my kitchen. So like moving forward, how can we help the situation? Because the baby's not in this country.
Someone said in the comments we can help by not enabling her.
People have been contacting the National Crime Agency. Obviously, like, hands are tied in regards to what you can do because it's a different country.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt, Hayley, I'm not speaking over you, but with that country as well, there's no like extradition. The baby can't come back. So can people get on the floor there? Can people get there to get the baby, or
you can
She's had family offer to help, but obviously she's not going to take that.
Right.
So we have to let the right people know, so someone can lay eyes on the child and see if he's having the right medical intervention, if he's having the right kind of, he's meeting all of his needs and his first steps and all of those things.
Okay.
That needs to happen for any child, especially when the mum's online making horrific stories. And for those people in the comments saying you can help by stop trolling her, it's not trolling, Claire. I work in child protection, so when I make a video and I'm trying to protect children, that's what I will do. She's put herself in this position by trolling people like you guys who are paying her money in order to use her child for horrific content.
I think that you would probably agree, though, like the Telegram group chat around her and there's so many members, that isn't okay. That it generally is bullying and trolling.
I don't know what that is, to be fair.
Everyone can put that energy towards saving the child. Sorry to speak over you, but that energy can go towards saving the child and helping the child. Like, people are going back and forth with each other, but nothing's getting done about the situation.
But you say this about the Telegram that people have joined. What about her Telegram where she's doxing people and
I don't think she had a
making
Telegram.
threats against people's children?
Tell me what you're doing to save the child, please.
I save other children.
Okay, but
I save
in this,
other
I'm talking
children.
about
I
this
travel the
specific
world with my
child. What are
children.
you
I save
doing-
other children.
what
I
are
home
you
educate
doing
my
to
children with
save
world
this
school.
specific child? Are you doing anything to save this specific child?
What can I do? I'm on this live for a reason. What can we do to help the child? I travel the world with my other children and I help the communities that I'm in. But all I'm seeing on right now is on TikTok is people are on lives, they're talking about the situation, but everyone's just
We're
talking, nothing's
talking about
getting
what
done.
we
So let's
could do
get
to
together and make
help.
something happen.
That's what we're doing.
I've
that's the
actually
thing,
thought about
as
the
things are getting done.
as well. I got in touch with the embassy, gave them the hotel that she was sat in at the time. But obviously, we all know that she moves from pillar to post. So obviously, it's just down to them, innit? Once you put the reports in, there's nothing physically you can do unless you keep on reporting and you keep updated with their location. So, I'm not going to keep following the vile creature.
Yeah, so it's it needs feet on the ground in that country. That I feel that's the only solution to the problem.
But you're gonna say something. Gonna say something because obviously you was on the live the other day that we had done, yeah. And obviously since I've come off that live, so much more things have been brought to my attention. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can you let me know what's gone on, because I haven't been on TikTok since that live.
This is what I'm saying. So this is why when you do come into something like this, one, you have to read the room. Do you know what I mean? Because you just come in here, boom, 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 but you're not.
Sorry, I'm a Londoner. I apologise.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Still, that's cool. But obviously, I don't even know where to start. But from the things that I seen, is that she was abusing a disabled person, then doubling down and saying, "I'd do it to the cripple again." She's saying that the comments were saying, "Yeah, he deserved it," etc., etc. But from what I'm gathering, the people that she has in there are probably just as tapped as her anyway. Or it's just probably young kids that actually just want to see her do stupid stuff. Anybody with a moral compass would see that and think, wow, that's disgusting. What is she doing? Then there's obviously a case with the swimming pool. From what I had seen, she was definitely 100% neglecting her child and more bothered about what's going on in her phone than her child's safety. Then earlier on, when I was in her live, she was talking about the orphanage again and saying how it stinks and it's pissy and my child should just go there anyway. Regardless if she's saying this to rage bait or saying this for hype, it's just nasty the way how this woman moves. Now, I get it, that sentiment about there's 600 people in this Telegram and all that kind of stuff, but I've span it on the head and thinking the reason why that Telegram has gathered up so much steam is due to her actions online and the things that she's been doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
If she was the victim that she makes out, she wouldn't be moving the way how she moves. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this been all on TikTok?
She wouldn't need to leave the UK if that was the case either. She's just full of shit. Honestly, I don't know how people fall for her shit either. It's wild.
This is why we're running.
Thank you for updating me. I'm blocked from her account because obviously I've messaged so many times when she goes live, and I'm now blocked. I can't see her on TikTok.
Okay, yeah, but if you just type in her name, man, the For You page is going mental about her at the moment, and a lot of the content that she's been posting is all there. And then there's obviously this Telegram where she's been doxing. So let's say me as a content creator now, if I seen something of hers on the For You page and I reacted to it, at the end of the day, I'm reacting to her content. You get me? This is how it is. Then someone could react to mine and it carries on. But it doesn't then give her the right to then go through and search me up and then get pictures of, let's say, my son or pictures of kids in my family, put that on the Telegram and talk about how she's gone stamp on the head and all this kind of stuff and that, and doxing addresses and that. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are other things that she's been doing most recently, all because a content creator had covered something about her behaviour. So she's a very dangerous woman, man. And the things that she's saying,
She's very unstable, isn't it?
Very unstable, and she's affecting a lot of people's mental health. Oh, sorry, and let's not forget about the picture of the deceased kid. But let's be honest, when we had heard that, everybody didn't agree with that anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? And that was something that we did know about in the week. Oh yeah, man, it's not a good look.
Blue River, did you want to ask me something?
It isn't. So
you keep kicking off in the comments. When I say I work towards child protection, not you. When I say I work towards child protection, everything I do is for child awareness and to help children who are going for abuse. And behind the scenes, I'll do the right thing to save children. So do you want to come up in the box and tell us what you do to protect children? Because all I can see is you're enabling from the comments. But all of you that are doing it, you, Rach, you're all very brave, but no one's coming up in the box to defend her.
What's their names?
Blue River and It's Me, Rachel something. The woman who thinks that she can gob off about what I do because she owns a hairdressers or something.
Let's see if I can find them.
New account. F knows where my other account disappeared to. Probably because you were trolling Blue River.
I don't even think they can go right. Blue River, come on. And whoever the other person is as well, don't be shy.
I'm willing to have a conversation with anyone. Like, honestly, like, we're all here for the common goal of saving a child. So anyone's welcome to go up and speak on her behalf.
I don't think she has anybody to speak on her behalf, that's why. Because we don't know how fucked up she is.
I'll leave it there. Bye, Hayley. Bye is B-Y-E. And I'll see you soon, Blue River.
Tixie.
Bye, darling.
Hello, Tixie. No, Tixie, hello? Alright, you can go. K-Door.
Hi, I watched her live today and she was saying that it's fake, so I'm really confused.
What's fake? The orphanage story.
Yeah.
There's a massive chance that it is fake, but at the end of the day,
like a concern, like what she's saying as a parent. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it still should be something that should actually be raised, because for someone to be parenting and mentally like be talking about things like that and thinking mentally like that, it's not right at all. Like, but why would you even say that about your own child and post their face? Like,
exactly.
Doesn't make any sense. Clearly she is really unwell.
It's what it is still. She's unwell and you know, she's unstable and there's no telling what her next move will be. Do you know what I mean?
Do think she's trying to make money out of this as well, though?
Well, she's already... Hold on. All right, guys, yeah, for everyone that was asking about the Judge Rundle or whatever, yeah, I've got the video in it, so everyone mute up. I'm just going to just play the video real quick.
Yes, Judge. Were you aware, Levi, that Ellis had, I'll put it in this way, come into this substantial amount of money?
Yes, but I didn't know exactly how much, though.
Why did you receive such a substantial amount from the court?
I was raised by the local authority, and the case was brought to them for negligence and damages, failure to provide a safe environment, numerous placements, numerous schools.
Ellis, you were born into real disadvantage.
Yes, Judge.
Mum?
Constant drug raids, in and out of prison. I don't even know how to explain it. I kind of shut it away.
How many homes were you in? Over?
Plus 130.
Just say that figure again, please.
130 something.
During that time, amongst other things that happened to you, I've read shocking detail. There was one instance, for example, which featured in the litigation, none of it challenged, by the way, where you found yourself in a cupboard. You don't have to talk about it. You do not. It's up to you whether you want to.
The local authority came to remove us from our home. I ran and went into the cupboard under the stairs, and I was shaking. I knew it was only a couple of minutes before they'd find me. And through the light under the door, I could see like some toes.
Trigger warning, trigger
It was
warning.
my sister. So I was saying, like, I'm scared, will you come with me? And then the door opened, and I grabbed the blanket as they've pulled me, and it was a drug user that had overdosed in our house, and they just shoved him in the cupboard under the stairs. And that's why they were here to take us away. Mum went to jail for that. I never saw her again after that for 9 years.
Ellis, thank you for sharing that. You know, despite that, you've gone on to have 2 children yourself. They're doing brilliantly, aren't they? Looked after carefully, that you will have financial.
Someone said, is this your evidence? No, people were asking about Judge Rundle earlier. And obviously people are saying that she's doing this for financial gain. So where is all this money that she was meant to have got from the local authorities?
So that's another thing. People say that she got millions and millions, but it weren't even close to that. It was like $250,000.
Sorry to interrupt, but so when in 2020, when she was on live on Instagram through COVID and stuff, she was in this massive house. She had all of this money, and people were like bringing police to her house. I was watching the lives. I was watching it with, like, in my eyes, and she had the same story then.
Yeah, but it's like you can easily rent an Airbnb. Anybody can. She didn't get millions. Trust me, I know. I personally knew her and her sister.
Okay.
We both got paid like just all maybe about $250,000. It weren't millions at all.
And she said there was nothing done with the money. Like, she just spunked it.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I've been watching Ellis from the very beginning, before she was pregnant and stuff like that. The solicitors were actually in charge of the money, and she was only allowed so much of the money if they let it out to her. Now, when she moved abroad with the baby, she had to sell the property, but the money had to stay in England, hence why she's on TikTok trying to get money all the time. It's the solicitors that have to give her the money. It's the solicitors that are in charge of the money. Because she is a drug user and stuff like that, they won't give her the lump sum.
Well,
I've been saying in the comments, what about this child's father? When she got pregnant, she slept with a young boy, but she was also with Levi at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, the young boy went out when she was in Turkey, I think it was. He went out to see her when she was pregnant. Now, these need to be involved as well, the fathers, whichever person it is, they need to be involved to try and get this boy back over to England, because that's your only chance as well. You know, it's 2 people to make a child. He obviously has to have PR, whether it's Levi or this young boy. I can't remember his name. The young boy, he was only about 18 or 19 at the time. But I watched the whole incident happening and all the trolls going for it. She's not well as Ellis. She really isn't a well woman.
No, she isn't. But that what you were saying about the solicitors handing her the money, I don't know if it's different in certain cases, but I know someone that had a workplace accident and they got a lot of money. It was hundreds and thousands. Now, all the solicitor did, and bearing in mind they had mental health issues, drug abuse, like addictions, alcohol addictions, they paid it out in one lump sum to them. So I don't know what the situation, if it is different or whatever, but...
Social services still had control through the solicitors with her money.
Yeah, but she was over 18, so she's a legal adult, so she shouldn't have no control.
She still wasn't allowed it, because she used to go mad. I remember watching the live. She had to give evidence of how she was spending this money.
Yeah. It ends at 21, social services care in the UK.
Oh, does it? I wouldn't know, because I've never been under him or anything like that, so...
But the solicitors always had control over the money. And they were own, she had to, like, with the house and stuff like that, they still had control over the house. Like, when she moved abroad, they had to sell the house and the money still goes to the solicitor. And she's got to explain how she spends the money.
You see, like, with social services and that, I'm not fully, like, knowledgeable with them because, like I said, I've never, like, my parents did good raising me. There was no interference with them. With me raising my children, it's the same. So, like, yeah, I don't know how they work.
I mean, at the moment I've been watching it, she looks like she's going through another episode to me. And you can tell by her face, everything that she's doing, the way she rambles. She looks like she's going into a mania, which you can tell. I mean, I wish I could speak to her and, like, she could trust me and, you know, tell her things, but she's just not listening and she's letting the trolls get to her and she's just feeding the trolls. That's what she's doing, and she doesn't realise that she's doing damage to herself and her own little boy.
Yeah, it's like a bipolar manic episode, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I suffer with bipolar myself, so I know exactly what she's going through.
Yeah.
So, you know, the little boy, I do feel he is in danger being over there. Well, I think attacking her is not the right way of going about it. I think, you know, if she did have people to talk to and we tried to get her back over here, she is going to lose her son because she's lost her other children.
Sorry, but can I just stop you there? If you actually knew how disgusting and vile this person was, you wouldn't be sat there saying that.
No, I've watched her from the very beginning. I've watched her and I know how she is. I mean, I remember back in the day before she got pregnant, she was getting sex slaves in a house and making them do things on her live and stuff like that. You know, it's not
even that though. It's how she speaks to people. Like some girl was on before saying that she had, like, was it a Telegram account? And she was posting someone else's dead baby up there, and she was posting, like, new pictures of herself. She's absolutely gone in the head. She needs like literally sectioning for the rest of her life. She's fucked.
But even with you saying that, like, her head's not there, so she generally needs to be sectioned.
Yeah,
and her mind's not okay. Like, we can't keep giving hate to somebody when their mind is not there.
I think attacking her and all that is not fair on her, but I don't think it's fair on her son what she's doing to him right now.
But when someone's head isn't there mentally, they don't know what they're doing.
No.
I don't know if anyone else has seen someone have, like, a nervous breakdown, a mental breakdown, an episode. But if you've actually seen it in the real life, they don't care about their surroundings, about people. They lose their self completely.
I think she's very clever, and I think she knows what she's doing.
She does to a certain point, but when you are going through an episode, I've got bipolar, and when I'm going through an episode, you don't care.
I don't think anyone should be diagnosing her unless they're a doctor with if she's having.
That's what I was going to say. Is she diagnosed?
No, well, I've watched her from the beginning.
I don't think that makes you an expert either. I think when no one's attacking her or hating her, we're trying to figure out what to do to try and make things safe for this little boy. No one's calling her names or being horrific towards her. It's her posting pictures of other people's dead children. Yeah. It's her threatening to stomp on children's heads. It's her who's online saying that her followers are every kind of slur for a disabled person who's being racist towards people. And there is a certain element of that she's an adult, and while her mental health matters, her son is the main reason that we are here. And she is not working to protect him. So that's why we're here.
I think she thrives on this app though with the trolls, because from the very beginning she's all the trolls. I mean, I've seen them ringing the police on her, everything, and this is before she was pregnant. And she thrives off it now.
Hayley, what you're saying is completely right.
It's good attention for her.
Hayley, you are completely correct in what you're saying, but on a level, like, my mum has had many episodes, like breakdowns, and my mum's white and I'm mixed race, and she's had racial slurs towards me. She's left us for days because her mind was broken. And of course,
it doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it right, but I can understand how someone can act that way, because my own mother's done it to me. And she's now not that person. She's she's on a medication. But when someone's mind breaks down and they have no help, they have continuous shit going on.
I think she's been offered so much help though, and she doesn't want help. She wants to.
They never want help. This is the reason why she's mentally unstable. They don't want the help.
If any sane mother was on the run with their son to try and get away from trolls, then you would come off TikTok. And I've told her that many times, come off TikTok, but she won't.
I don't think she's on the run from trolls. She left the UK because her child was going to get taken from her, or at least be on child protection. And she admitted yesterday that she'd made up the stalking. So how much?
No, I've seen in the earlier days. I've seen the police go in. They were trying to section it. I seen all that on
how
the
much
live.
of it is stalking, and how much are people trying to alert authorities because she needs help because of this behaviour?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if I was acting like this online with my children, I was making up lies about my children being ill, sick, in orphanages, I would hope my followers would care enough to reach out to the correct people, because child protection is everyone's issue. Like I always say, if you see something, say something. Now that can't be called trolling. When people make videos about me and say, I don't like Hayley Comet, that's not trolling, that's their opinion. I'm on social media. Everyone's going to have an opinion on me. And some people don't like me. I don't know why, but they don't. And I can't then cry about those videos or say, I'm going to start throwing my kids under the bus because people don't like me on TikTok.
Yeah. I do really feel sorry for her, but I do think her son would be better in somebody else's care. I don't know if she's registered a son, so I don't know how the law's going to be to try get him back over here. The only thing I'm thinking of is if the child's got a father, that's the only way. You know,
I've seen one of her siblings offering help in the comments, saying, look, I know you don't want to talk to me, but we can help you, like, let's help you for a little bit. And I think one of the things, like, I have mental health issues as a mum, and it's knowing when you need to go to the doctors, it's knowing when you need to be on meds again, because I don't ever want to get to that low place I was before my children, and they're my priority. And, like, you know, I said yesterday, if she had come onto social media and said, look, I can't afford my rent and I need Christmas presents for my son, I know me, NJ, Alicia, Michelle, we all would have backed her. We would have made sure she had somewhere to stay. Yeah. But this is not the right way to go about it. And I will call this out every time. Of course. Because the little boy was coughing like mad earlier. There's videos of us smoking in the same room and smoking weed in the same room as him. No wonder he's got a chest infection. Like,
I mean, I've seen a picture of his teeth and she's still breastfeeding him at the age of 3, and she said she's doing that because she can't afford food sometimes.
But she can afford food because she can
I don't mind if you're still breastfeeding your child, but it should not be getting it shouldn't be getting breastfed at 3.
No, and that with his teeth, that's actual neglect, right? My daughter, she was on like some special milk because she was premature. So the calorie count in it and the sugar count was higher. So it even says on the bottle that this will cause tooth decay. She's 4 and it never caused no decay at all. Like
but then she's doing a shop of what she's got him, and there's all cakes and sugary drinks and everything. Yeah, you know, I'm not saying you can't give your kids sugar, but it's in moderation. You know,
yeah,
even
exactly.
fruit.
So she's like not give 2 F's about what she's given a child, and she's not like made sure that they brush the teeth in the morning and before bed.
And the reason is because she's mentally unstable. She's never going to ask for help. Like, I had to section my own mother. I had to call the police on my own mum. She wasn't accepting any help. I had to make the phone call. She had to be sectioned from me. When people are mentally unstable, they're not going to accept any help, and they thrive off the attention. That's part of bipolar. Yeah. It's part of mental health, all that they thrive, and they use the thing that's going to get them more attention, i.e. children.
And that's why I say, if she was stable, she would have come off this app if she was on the run, because that's what you do to protect your child.
Yeah,
But she
you'd
hasn't.
be in hiding and you wouldn't be running, because if you was innocent, you wouldn't need to run.
No, she's literally in a constant state of mania. Her mental health is completely out the window. She's trying to thrive. She's not thriving. She's not surviving. The baby's been neglected.
You know, and it's how do we get this child back over here? Has he been registered in another country? You know, the only other thing is this child's father. That's the only person that's got like PR on him. Even if he's not being registered, who's the child's father?
If he hasn't been, if he's not on the birth certificate, then he hasn't got PR.
You can go to court for PR though. Yeah. But
you need the baby. You need the DNA.
True. One sec, guys. The flow is being messed up. When someone's speaking, please allow them to land. Alright.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, obviously, you can go to court for PR, but then it's just a case of, you know, if he's perhaps, you know, not interested, because where is he? Do you know what I mean? Well, obviously, I know he's not necessarily going to be on TikTok, and we might not be able to see what's going on in the background, but surely, you know, he could prompt the relevant agencies to be involved, you know what I mean, to obviously step up to try and retrieve his child from wherever he might be. And if not, you know,
her immediate family, where's her, you know, I think, obviously I know the lady that was up before, I think actually was it Lena was saying her mum was no, I think she said, sorry, on that recording of Judge Rundle, her mum went to prison, but does her mum not have one of her children in her?
Her mum died. Her mum died when she was like 16, 17 or something.
The auntie of the child, her other child's father has the child. I think it's the auntie or the mum of the dad of the other child. But you know the video that you've just shown, the Judge Rundle, it's the child's father is either that man in that video or a young boy. I can't remember his name. But he went over, did the young boy to Turkey, and he was going to go on the run with it, and they ended up falling out. And then she ran again.
All right, Lena.
Yeah.
You want to land? And then after that, we're going to go to Joanna, and then we're going to go to Tel. Can everyone mute up, please?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I was just saying, like from what Zara said with the children being with her mum. Her mum passed away when she was like 16, 17. Same with her dad. They both died of like drug overdoses. Like, so obviously that is traumatic for a child, well, a teenager to go through. But it still doesn't like accept like the behaviour like from what is she doing now to her children, because like we were saying before, like you do anything like you possibly could, so then your child doesn't have to go through that. Because like she's bringing random men into her child's home as well. Like there was a post where she was letting a boyfriend of 8 weeks changing her child's nappy, like. No child of mine, like it's only the father that changes them, or my mum, or myself. No one else like changes my child. So it's absolutely messed up on how she's like letting these random people come into her children's lives just because she wants to get money because she's selling her ass to them. It's fucked up.
Well, it just gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
Joanna, are you there?
Hello.
Thank you for waiting patiently. So
That's
what's
all
your
right.
opinion on everything? Bless you.
Me personally, I think pushing her off this app is the worst possible thing anybody can do, because nobody's going to know that kid's safe. Me personally, I think if you can afford to feed yourself, you can afford to feed your child. So when people say, oh, well, she hasn't got no money to feed her child, well, she can feed herself. My child is my priority, not myself. Like, my kid comes before me.
She just come across very selfish, doesn't she?
I just personally think that, like, people are trying to get her off this app, which, you know, everything she's doing on this app is really bad. You know, it is awful how she's treating her child, but pushing her off this app is going to make things worse, because nobody's going to be able to see if that child is okay. At the moment, you know, like earlier, she said that the baby was in an orphanage. Obviously, she's already admitted that he isn't today. And then she was eating her food and the baby was crying in the background. Then she paused and then went off.
She got caught out then.
It's just really bad that you could make these sick things up about your child. You know, like you say that you love your child and you want your child to be with you, but yet you're making all these sick things up, saying, oh, I can't afford to feed myself, I can't afford to feed my child. You know, but you sat there eating, you sat there smoking in a room with him.
That makes sense, does it?
It's just priorities. I think when you have children, like I had a baby that passed away. Luckily, I've got other children since then. But like, I just think if you have children, if you open your legs and have that child, make that a priority, or don't have them. Don't fucking have them. If you're not going to like make your child a priority, don't have them.
How does anyone know how old she is?
I haven't
She's
got a clue.
33. She's a year above me, so she was my cousin this year, yeah, so she's 33. So I don't know if she's just turned it, or if she's turning 34, like in this month or something, I don't know.
Sorry, Lena, I was muted. Actually, I think I went to the toilet when you first came up. So you says that you had dealings with her and she threatened your family or something?
No, so what happened was, right, so when she was growing up, like she lived around the corner from my auntie, right, so she had a good childhood and that. It was only like when she was from like 11, when she went into Curse, so when she went into high school, I think. She weren't like as young as she says she was though. Anyways, my auntie helped her through a lot. Whenever she needed it, like clothes on her back, food on table, whatever, my auntie did loads for her. So when she got to the age of 16, she was like prostituting herself. She was on hard drugs and stuff, like, and she's come to my auntie again, like, oh, can you help me? I need help, this and that. Next day, she was back on streets. Anyways, about 3 years ago now, my auntie passes away. So she's messaged my auntie's daughter and my cousin, saying basically she's glad she's dead, she's going to jump on a grave, all this like proper fucked up shit. So obviously, like, from that, like, I've never liked her, but yeah, from that, I've like even messaged her like on a live saying, wait till I see you back in the UK, you fucked it, I don't care, I will go to jail for that bitch. Because saying shit like that after someone's like wholeheartedly helped you, it's just completely fucked. Literally.
I'm sorry to hear that still. Can I ask you like a question, yeah? So obviously you've seen her childhood and what she's been through, etc. Do you like, obviously because what she said, you're never gonna sympathise with her, but do you believe that what has happened to her in the past is the reason why she is the way she is today, or do you think that she's always been that way?
Nah, from what I remember, yeah, she's always been fucked up. Like, as kids playing with her, nobody wanted to play with her because she was just weird. It was just like, we'd play like, you know, Kit Kat and Kirby and all that lot, and she'd just be like sat there saying, I don't know, just like weird stuff, and you'd be looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing, you? Do you know what I mean? And it was just, yeah.
But now, like, as an adult and looking back, this is what I'm saying, like, because sometimes there's a method to the madness, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something that might have happened to her personally. It's the reason why she was so withdrawn and maybe couldn't make friends. And this is the reason why she probably loves attention now, because when she was younger, she never got attention. She was that, I don't know, the outcast.
All she wanted to do was like cause trouble. Like, she was like, do you know what, she wanted to put with like people's windows through, start fires and weird shit like that. And it's like, we're playing, like, why the fuck do you want to do that? Do you know what I mean? It was always weird stuff like what kids shouldn't be doing. Like, I know obviously like people are brought up and she was dragged up in a sense, but she did have support around her. It wasn't like she was left to her own guns. Like, she did like have people like helping her. But this, like what you were saying, like, yeah, that can trigger like people's behaviour, but personally I don't think it was. I think she was just born with that mentality that she was just literally, she was gone in head.
Before Cal speaks, can I just say something dead quick? Sorry.
Carry on.
Right. Yeah, just based on just what you've just said there, though, Lena, in terms of obviously she's been like that from a child. Obviously that is, don't get me wrong, I know we've been talking about mental health and stuff like that, but that is like one of the defining symptoms of like ADHD. And like in terms of children with ADHD, they love a drama, they love the attention, do you know what I mean? And so those types of behaviours, whether it be struggling to communicate with their peers or wanting to do things that would seem, you know, like to other kids, like why would you want to do that? We're here playing, why do you want to go and start fires or break windows? So for me, just based on you saying that, and again, I'm not a professional, but I've got a daughter who suffers with ADHD and she does have them tendencies as well, in terms of sometimes she likes to create a bit of a drama in a scenario. And so just when you said that, then that makes me think essentially maybe from a young child, obviously she has been clearly suffering with something which has gone undiagnosed.
But the thing is as well, like, we'd all try and get her involved in that and she'd just be like morbid as anything. So like, I don't have anything like ADHD or anything like that in my family, so I'm not sure what signs to look out for. Obviously, when I was a kid, I weren't even aware of that stuff. So, like, even now, I wouldn't know. But yeah, it was just proper weird to us because we'd be like, just come play and stuff like that, and all she wanted to do was cause trouble and stuff. So yeah, it was just weird behaviour to us.
So what? So obviously you're from her hometown. What's your area think about what she's getting up to when that happens stuff?
Well, to be quite honest, I don't really discuss her like with other people. It was only when she was messaging my cousin, like saying all this shit about my auntie and that's when I like went to hunt her down to tell her like exactly what I'd be doing to her when I see her. So yeah, the same with my cousin though. She was like, there was a lady that was like knocked over in the area on a zebra crossings like not that long ago, and she even put like our family surname, saying she wished it was one of us. And it's like, why are you still obsessed with us? You've not seen any of us since you fled the country. Now, if you were that bothered, like, come back to the UK and say it to our faces.
Seems like she's got a bit of a vendetta towards you still.
Well, that's it, because she used to say to my cousin as well, like, we're twins, we're twins from different mums and stuff like that. You'll always be my sister. And then she goes and does like stuff like this. She's literally, the mentality is just unreal with her. She's like that other lady Zaro was saying, like, yeah, she might have ADHD, but still, it's like, it's just weird how you can go from like saying, oh, you're my sister from another mum, then to saying, oh, I'm going to dance on your mum's grave. It's just fucked.
Just tapped still.
I'm not excusing her behaviour as well. I just see a few comments going like, oh, I've got ADHD and I wouldn't do that. I'm not saying that anybody wouldn't, and that whether that's an excuse or not. But what I'm trying to say is people with ADHD can tend to lack empathy. They can tend to like to create a drama and be an attention seeker. All of those things are symptoms. Go on, I'm going to mute up now and let Tell. I was Tell dropped. Sorry, go on.
Who's next? Selena.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming up. Just want to try a different approach because it's obvious that she's watching or getting someone to screen record. So Ellis, I'm talking to you personally. I don't know you, but if you do actually love your son the way you say on TikTok and your Instagram and all that palaver, be a good mum. Just hand him over. That's it. That's all I've got to say. I'm not taking her side. This is purely for her little boy. If you love your little boy as much as you say you do, hand him over or get some help, please. That's it. Thank you.
I mean, talk about being blunt. Rachel?
Yeah.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright, thanks. Basically, oh, hi Haley. Basically, so I'm from Lancashire and I've followed her for years and years and years, like probably since before COVID. And when she first said she was running away, I kind of thought like, are you even running from the trolls? Or is it because the social, I've already put obviously the protective, whatever you call it, in place for the unborn child. And then she vanished off social media for a long time. Like, I was friends with her on Facebook and she vanished for a long time. And then when she reappeared on, I think it was TikTok or Instagram, she didn't actually tell anyone the baby's name for ages. He was just known as Pea Green. And I thought again, like, that's obviously so that he can't be traced by anybody to anything. And then when all this kicked off, when was it, like 2 weeks ago?
Sorry, Rachel. What was the name? P what?
Pea Green.
Pea Green?
Yeah, so she'd just refer to him as Baby Pea Green. Or Baby Pea. Like peas.
Yeah, Pea Green?
Yeah.
Pea Green.
Oh, Pea Green. Go on, carry on, Rachel.
Sorry, it's my accent.
No, it's all right, sorry.
I've completely lost where I was now.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so when all this kicked off instantly I was a bit like, for all this time you've portrayed yourself as this loving mum, and she always changes her accent when she's talking to him, which I've always found bizarre, like false pretense. So then when she's claiming that he's been taken away, I'm just like, well, surely not, because otherwise what's been the point for all this time? Like, if you're going to go on the run, you don't get caught. Surely that's the point.
Okay, yeah, carry on, Rachel, sorry.
But yeah, so I don't believe that any of this has been real. I think it's purely just been bait to gain money. I don't think she's in her right mind at all, but she's always been mentally unstable. Not that that's an excuse, but obviously when you're not in the right mind and you need money, you're going to do anything. Even on her Snapchat years ago, it was just OnlyFans, and especially when she was pregnant, like she craved the pregnancy content, if you will. But yeah, it's just absolutely insane.
I'm just blown away by all the new things that are coming to...
Can I just clarify, sorry to interrupt you, not Baby P, Pea Green. That's what she called him, Pea Green.
Okay, because that's what...
Comments.
You know, but when you did say that, that's what come into my head straight away. Like, is she trying to mock, like Baby P? I hope not.
No,
Did you
she
not
just
say that
referred
she
to the
used to-
child as P. Green and never Cairo. I didn't know until literally this year that his name was Cairo.
Did you not just say, though, that she used to abbreviate it and call him Baby P?
Yeah, well, she'd call him P, not Baby P, just P or P. Green.
Okay. But even that, P Green, like, I wonder what the story is behind that.
NJ, I'm going to go. I just realised the time. I've got to be up for school run and nursery run at morning.
Bless you, Lena. Thanks for coming up, man. You spoke
Not
really
a
well.
problem. I'll send you a link to that video where she's saying that she stashed the drugs in the child's nappy as well.
Yeah, please do, and then I'll send that over to Hayley.
Yeah, no worries. Take care, guys.
Thanks for coming up.
Bye.
Bye. Well, what time? We've got an hour left to go. If there's anybody that is in the chat that would like to come up and have their say, now is the time, because I promise now we've done part 2 and we've had some big hitters on the stage. I'm definitely not going to be covering anything on this woman again. Maybe content if there's an update and stuff, but boy, seriously, this is very, very heavy, man. Anything that anyone who wants to say on the panel?
No, I just wanted to say about the ADHD thing. Like, I honestly do accept that she's had an awful childhood, and I accept that ADHD along with borderline personality disorder is going to be really hard. And to this very day, if she reached out to me, I'd offer her all the help I could. Like, I honestly do not have any hatred for her. I literally realise she's struggling, but we can't help her unless she wants to be helped. I've got no vendetta against her. My only thought is to try and help this little boy. And if she won't do the parental thing and make the right choices for him, then the choices will have to be made for him. But she could message me tomorrow and say, look, I need some help and I don't know what to do. And I would still help her. I would help anyone who needed help. I literally want her to do well. I want that child to have a thriving life of stability and have other family around him and all of that. And someone who just said, I need her for content. Like, my content does well. Like, I don't need anyone for content. I just think people need to want help and accept that they need help. And while her mental issues are not her fault, of course they're not. And most of them, like BDP, is trauma-based. And she obviously has been through a lot of things. And hearing that as she was a child, like, people didn't even want to play with her, that's heartbreaking to hear. Like, no child should ever have to go through that when they're feeling different and they have all that abuse in their background. But it's about being 33 now and being the parent now. So now she's in a situation where she has to put that child first, and that means getting medication if she needs it, coming back to the UK. What does that say, Faye? So you never did drugs. Faye, I've been very open about my addiction issues and self-medicating ADHD in the past. You're certainly not going to come in here and shame me with that. I've talked about it relentlessly. I'm very open and honest about it. And most of the issues that she's going through, I've actually experienced myself, so I can talk on them. That's why I want to help children, because I didn't have a perfect upbringing myself. So thank you for bringing that to the table, Faye. Definitely not something I'm ashamed about. You know, I hope you had a perfect life, Faye. But I do just want her to have help. You know, that's all.
Is this the same Faye that's been here all this time?
Yeah, he wanted just to say, so you've never done rugs. I've been very open. I come to the app very open about my domestic violence, about the fact I had an issue in the past. It's not something I've actually been clean over 3 years now. I had a blip when my dad died. Faye, if you'd like to celebrate, it's 3 years on the 8th of December, the same day I left domestic abuse with my children. So, you know, stick that up your ass. Yeah, so no, but this isn't about me. I'm an awesome mum, always have been, despite everything. So, yeah, does Faye want to come up and have a conversation about my past and her past, or are you just going to kick off in the comments?
You are mod now, by the way, Hayley. So whenever you finish with her, if she's just denying you being a keyboard warrior, then
No, I don't mind. Like, honestly, I don't do it, and I don't need to explain it, Noreen. But I think it's really important to say, look, what I've come from and look where I am now, because it may inspire the next person. So I think it is really important to not hide from issues from the past and stuff.
Thanks, mate.
But, you know, we do want I don't even think stealing her child away from her is ultimately going to help her or him. All children should be with their parents if there is a chance of doing that. It's about him being in a healthy and stable environment and, you know, kind of getting them both maybe back to the UK where he can be in school, where he can have a relationship with his siblings, where he can be around extra family. So if she does have a blip and she wants to go out and party, or she is feeling like she's in an episode, then there's somewhere else safe for the child to be. I certainly don't want him left in an orphanage in any foreign country. And I also don't want her to be on the brink because she's lost her child. But it is about doing something in order to get them in a safe situation. Who works for the social, Cat? If I work for the social, they forgot to pay me for the whole time I've worked for them. You know, it's about protection, isn't it? It's about seeing something, saying something, and maybe being a voice for a child who can't be his own voice.
Faye's her mate from Portugal, the same.
Well, Faye wants to piss off back to Portugal.
I don't think she's ready for you, Hayley. That's why she's staying in the comments.
Hayley, hi. I do think that, from my own experience, that she's never going to get the help that she needs. It took me with my own mum to call the people on my mum to get her help. So giving attention to Ellis is not going to help her. It's the baby. A time will come when Ellis is like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to, sort myself out, but it's not that time right now.
100% agree with you. Kat, do you want to come up in the box? Because you've got loads of negative things to say, including giving me a job at the social services. So do you want to come up and talk about it maybe, rather than being a keyboard warrior? Because I'd quite like to hear the other side. We were hoping, I know NJ was, that someone would come up and speak who agrees with Ellis and kind of thinks that it's okay to do this to a child and everything. It'd be brilliant to see the other side.
We're all about for and against around here.
So it's very easy to be slating someone consistently in comments but not come up and have a voice.
Fleur's been muted, by the way.
I've just popped up early to actually say that a little boy is actually with her. She's admitted it on live.
Yeah, we all know that now, but there's still the situation. She's lied about him and dragged him into all sorts. That's not best.
Right, what I want to know is, what are you all doing about it?
If you were in here earlier, Kat, we did put a plan in place, and I've actually spoken to the National Crime Agency, who will speak to Interpol and try and see what they can do. Can I ask what you're doing about it, Kat?
Nothing, because, I don't think she's not nuts. I think she's playing a really good game. I think she's doing it for money, and I think you're all falling for it.
So when he's face down in the swimming pool choking and she's had to retrieve him from the swimming pool, do you think that was just a game?
Yeah, I think pretty much everything that you've seen and done videos on, and she's done videos on, it's all manipulated, it's all manipulation. She knows what she's doing. She's been around a long time. She's been around people that have been really bad. I tell you something, if I thought that kid was neglected and abused, I'd be seeing the things that I've seen her post and the things that I've seen the trolls post, who's taking photos of her and when she's walking about the street? Who's doing that? Are you following her?
No, I've never actually been over to Asia, actually, Kat. But
somebody is following her to take photos of her because it's all over your screens and shit about what she's been up to.
Kat.
That's literally stalking.
It was her that released those photos.
Where did she release them from?
She put them on her fake account to make it look like she's been stalked.
On the other thing.
They put them on the fake account to make it look like she was being stalked. It was her in her clothes outside of her backpacking hostel.
But don't you think you're stalking her?
Me?
All of you.
Do you know the actual definition of stalking in the UK, Kat?
Yeah, pretty much what you're doing right now.
Making a video?
Making videos. You're stalking everything that she's doing. You're assuming everything that she's doing. Isn't TikTok just to follow people? Listen, what you're doing...
Order. Kat, you're being very rude. You're trying to take over my stage, all right? Let other people speak as well. You wanted to respond to Kat because she's going off right now.
Can I respond to Kat? So go on, you have a go. I've spoken on.
Kat. I don't believe that this is actually what you believe. I really want to say that. I feel like actually maybe you're just doing it to be the opposite side, which is good. It's always good to have a little bit of a debate, but I actually, when you're now coming out with wild ass comments of stalking and all of this madness, if it's on social media, that's not stalking, bro. That's not stalking. It's there for everybody to see. And then for you to also come at people to be like, yo, what are you doing about it? Like, we're not here to fix the world, right? Like, to riot. We're just here to debate the topic, you know? And fair play to Hayley for saying whatever she needed to say and coming out and keeping her cool, because people are being wild in the comments.
I'm used to it, Miss Tiana.
No,
I'm used to it.
But it's too wild. Like, when from time you don't know about mental health and you don't know about people's struggles and people's journey in life, don't have a comment. Don't be that keyboard warrior. We're not about that life. Like, we can't be about that life. As people, we need to just support each other. I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed in you, Kat. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, does anybody else want to wait there, Kat? Zaro?
Kat, obviously, just I want to address you because I think you've come very much on the stance I come on the last time we done a live. Like, what are you guys doing about it? In all honesty, Hayley, I wish you would have been in the last live, because I think that you've been able to articulate yourself so well. And not just that, I feel like you are actually, you know, taking steps. As you said, you've been in touch with different organisations, etc. Because the last live, I was very much of the opinion, like, well, you've got this 600 people Telegram group, you're all posting about it, you're feeding into the narrative, but what is anybody actually doing? How are you planning on helping this child? But I think listening to you speak today, as I said, you know, it's not that, because obviously even down to last time, you know, I know people have mentioned, you know, about his teeth. I was very much like, okay, his teeth might be rotten. It's not right by no means, but it's not the worst thing in the world. There's plenty of people whose children who have got rotten teeth, and I said that on the last live, in terms of they give their children juice in bottles, etc. And of course, it's not acceptable. However, you know, I hadn't seen the videos I'd seen now, do you know what I mean, since from the in between the first live and this one, and also obviously I've now actually been in her live. I hadn't been in her live prior to that, and I've just seen her whole demeanour and her character, and it just didn't sit right with me. And not to say that I'm judge, jury and executioner, but I just feel like her behaviour is clearly spiralling, and like the lady said earlier on when she was like, you know, what's she going to do next? It is very much a case of what's she going to do next, because she's obviously craving the attention, but I think that is a dangerous mentality, because what level is she going to go to next for those views, for those gifts, and for, do you know what I mean, to monetize off this child? It is concerning. And in the previous live, I was a bit like, this all seems a bit over the top, this, like, what's going on here? She's ran away from social services, but now, after listening to the things that you've said and seeing the things I've seen, my opinion on that is completely U-turned, where I'm like, actually, clearly there is something concerning going on here. So I think, Kat, obviously, just, you know, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I feel like you need to actually go out and see some of these things for yourself, and not because I was very much of the opinion, oh, everyone's just feeding into it. Do you know what I mean? That's what she wants. Yeah. However, it's dangerous, because what lengths is she going to go to? What danger or harm is she going to put that child? You know, what harm's way is she going to put him in just to, do you know what I mean, to feed into the trolls, as she calls them?
And when
100%, and I respect you for going away and doing your research and kind of seeing what you thought differently. And I understand what Kat's saying. A lot of it is just her speaking and just saying stuff. However, if you look enough, she's smoking in the room with the kid. He's got a cough. He's falling down escalators. He's falling in pools face down. There's no way Kat can believe she did that just for video. No one's going to ask their kid to lay down in a swimming pool face down and pretend to be drowning. Just like with the video of him screaming, like, don't take me, and her like filming that. No one is going to put their child through that just to get views. No one. And unfortunately, I do look into it deeply, because most of the cases I cover, the child's dead because of no one did nothing, and we all pretended we didn't see it, or everyone said, oh no, it was just this, or it's just that, it was just rotten teeth. So unfortunately, when you see a pattern of behaviour, you have to start looking at it and profiling it and thinking, is this really dangerous? Is the child hearing the things she's saying on live? Is he constantly aware they need money? Is he constantly aware that she's talking about him being taken away to an orphanage? Is he having nightmares about it? Is he knowing where his next food is coming from? Is he leaving hotel rooms in a real rush and panicking? Is he living in a life that is a nightmare? And unfortunately, children from the age to 1 to 3 are like sponges. They suck up all of this stuff going on around them. and he will have the same traumatic childhood and beginning that she did because she's not stopping the cycle of abuse. So people in here going, oh, it's just this or it's just that, or it's not your business. It's everyone's business when a child is at risk. Everybody's.
You're 100% right, Hayley. And I think also to add to what you're saying, when it comes to mental health, you see how she's got BPD. He's setting him up to have the same thing because of all the trauma that she's putting him through. Whether she's just doing it for her likes or whatever it is that you guys might think that she's doing it for, it's still a pattern of abuse and trauma, which is going to set this kid up to be the same, if not worse, than what she's going through.
So true. Okay, let's hear from Kat now. Kat, now that you've heard everything, what is your response, please?
Sorry for interrupting. I'm going to drop so someone else can come up.
Okay, thanks for coming up, Shannon.
Really, you're still trolling her. Everything was an if and an is in that whole comment that Hayley just said. Is she doing this? Is that child doing that? Is it knowing what's going on? Is this happening? Is that happening? This is all it is. It's speculation. You're all speculating what's going on. You don't actually know what's going on. Like in her day-to-day life, you don't know what's going on. That child is probably in a different room while she's smoking. Gotta be honest. It has been since all her lives have shown that when she's out smoking, the child is like in a different room and shit. Like, that's not even half of the issues. You're just guessing. Where is this child? What's it? Like, does it know? How would a baby know at 2? What mum's going on about and stuff? Like, I just see her being, and I've seen it loads on TikTok. People do loads of weird shit on TikTok. This manic behaviour that she's doing is just a play. Have you actually read her medical? Where are you getting that she's beat?
Her name is Mum on the Run borderline personality disorder.
Why? Where have you got that from, though?
Her name is
from her
Mum
actual
on the Run.
medical records. Yeah, but that's the thing. I could say that I'm a full-blown lesbian and have a... Do you know what I mean? Where's the proof that I am one? Or where's the proof that I'm a drug runner?
Okay, but Kat, you're not seeing some of her things as well.
This is the thing. When there's groups of people that get together and they're just assuming this is going on in her day-to-day life and not actually... You're seeing her live when she wants to be live. You're not seeing her live, somebody recording her and seeing what she's actually like. Sneakily record
Have you
her.
seen the videos of her planning to make up fake WhatsApp messages to make it look like she's being bullied? Because there's videos out there. I've sent them to NJ.
Who's recording them?
Can I just ask, when you say we're talking about like if and maybe and stuff like that, when it comes to child abuse, that's what we have to do, Kat, because if we'd run by your thing and say, I have to see her, can I just finish? If we work statistically, the children will end up dead before anyone like you does anything. So when we see red flags and we see warning signs, we have to profile that and think, look, if she's shown us 10% of that online and that's worrying, what's she doing the other 90% of the time with him? That's what we have to do. And loads of children like Baby P and everyone else would be safe right now if people have gone, I'm not just going to think if, I'm going to see that red sign, I'm going to do something about it now. We have actually, it's gone to all the correct people, Kerry. I don't think anyone enabling her behaviour right now is helping her, and you're certainly not helping her son. It's about realistically looking at a situation and assessing a situation, and it's coming from her own mouth, and she's showing pictures of other people's dead children, which shows where her mind's at, because no other mum in the world would do that, by the way, ever.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
It's to Kat. Kat, have you got children? Because you said that 2-year-olds don't know what's going on. And I have a child, and I can tell you for a fact, since about the age of 1.5, he's known exactly what's going on around him. Children are really not as stupid, and they gain understanding before they gain language. So to be able to talk, they have to be able to understand what they're seeing. They have to be able to understand what they're hearing as well.
And the person laughing at that, that's exactly what I'm saying about trolling. The laughing and the giggling like you're fucking... Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Grow up. Why are you laughing? Because what? I've got 6 kids and know exactly what they do.
You need to grow
I've
up.
got one with ADHD. I've got one who's autistic. I know the game. So when you're saying that you've got all this information that she's doing this and that, where is it when she's not filming and telling you about it?
Can I ask if you have 6 children, how you would know that their brain is developed from the age of 1 to 3, and that's when they pick up all their life experiences. And I've done psychology.
No, it's not. Don't be ridiculous. If I thought that,
I would Google it, Kat. You need to Google some shit, man, before you start raising kids. Because it's really alarming, your attitude towards raising children if you have 6.
I've got a 16-month-old son and I've got a 13-year-old daughter. My daughter has got ADHD and does have episodes sometimes where she will basically, in better, way to put it, will lose the plot in my house. And there are times when I have to safeguard my son by making her dad come and pick her up and remove her from my property, because my son is clearly, he's not in physical harm, but there's emotional harm that can be done there in terms of upset. Do you get me? He could be physically hurt if she's having an episode and she's running around wild and be knocked over. So I think what you're saying there is ridiculous. The fact that you're saying you do that child, based on the fact the video has seen of her, pretending he was being taken by an orphanage or he was in the orphanage, that is traumatic for any child. That child will be a bag of nerves. That is emotional abuse.
Hi. For one, I just wanted to say to Hayley, full respect to you.
Thank you.
Kat, I just wanted to say to you, look, I work in nurseries. I have been since the age of 18, and I know a lot about children, and there is one thing that they do, and that is copy their parents, and they remember stuff even at young ages. So with what you're saying, obviously I don't agree with you. Another thing, when you were saying about like her on live smoking and this, that and the other, and your child's in, even if it's in the next room, I smoke, but I don't do it around my child. I go outside.
But that's her business. It's her kid. You can't tell everybody what to do.
But my child's got no. I still wouldn't smoke around my child.
That's you though. That's like, she's been brought up different. We are all brought up different. What's good for you and what's good for her are totally two different things. What she's been brought up.
Yeah, but who in the right mind would want to have a cigarette in front of their child? Not me. I smoke. I go outside.
What about the 80s when everyone was smoking? Were you kids?
Well, that was in the 80s. Obviously, it's been proven.
I'm not trolling. I'm telling you what you are saying.
Sorry, but
if she's doing this, if she's doing that, if she's doing this, right? That's what you're just saying. You've no proof unless she's on live telling you all this, right?
The proof's online.
Yeah, because she posts it.
Exactly.
She posts it there because she's making money off you by making you lot repost it. She's got about 10 grand from the stuff that's happened this month to that. She's actually made about 10k. That's why she's got that new house. Because you're all trolling. You're all. She's not, because I tell you, the social services over there would be the same as over here.
All right, Kat.
Yeah, and they took 2 of her children before.
Kat, is there any chance you can just land your last point, and then I'm going to have to refresh the boxes?
I'm going to get off now anyway. Thanks, guys.
You're all just like trolling a woman that you know nothing about. Only what she posts. And she's posting for money.
Yeah, but Kat, she puts that online for the whole world to see. Of course, people are going to have comments about it. If you don't like this, why don't you just go off the live? It's simple as.
Because I'm just telling you, she's trolling. And you're
right, well, that's your opinion.
We are not trolling.
All your accusations are if.
People can be concerned.
Kat, sorry, Vicky. Kat, we are not trolling, yeah? And we are not witch hunting this woman. Yeah, we've had a productive discussion, actually, and you're allowed to be a fan of her or concerned of her, etc., etc. But
Just be a bit more like, you know what I mean?
I'm
Be a bit
neither
more
or, but I
respectful.
just think like everybody's like really obsessed with what
We are not obsessed
what
with
she's
this woman.
doing.
Okay.
She's made a group and there's like 6 or 7 of you. One of them is like proper trying to like.
I'm not in any group.
I didn't
don't
know
even
group.
know
Neither
what
am I. Thank you
CIA
for
or
coming up,
something,
Kat.
and I
You have
just
a lovely
think
night.
she's
I hope
doing
you
it
have
for
a
money and
blessed sleep,
laughing.
okay?
She comes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
She's relentless.
Yeah. There's no way she's got 6
I
children.
don't believe that she believes that, you know. I don't. I just think she wants to be devil's advocate.
She's on the wind
Yeah.
up, isn't she?
You can say to any child at 18 months, like, go and get your bot or go and get your dummy, and they go and do it because they understand.
Yeah,
Like,
my
it's that
boy's
simple.
18 months. You can ask him anything, he'll do
The
it.
world is watching if you need me to dumb it down, it's that simple.
There's
so when
so
you're in a room
much
and you're
research.
saying he's going to get taken away, he's listening to it.
There's so much research to say the importance of bringing up your child between birth and 3, like how important it is to do good by your child at those ages. It's written there. It's written there in books and so many research and so
That's
many
why you
things.
see the health visitor up until they're 5 because it's so important.
I don't believe she believes it. I'm honestly, I don't. She can't.
Do you have anybody else that's in the
You've got,
chat
like,
that is
someone called Kesman in the comments
one minute,
saying, well, I
guys.
spoke
Sorry,
in front of my
hey,
children
I
and
just
what?
wanted to just say, is there anybody in here that is team Mum on the Run? If you are, then say me, and you will get risen up. Carry on here. Carry on here. What was you saying?
I was just saying, there's other people in the chat because they're so fan of hers. They're like, well, I smoke in front of my kids as well, and what? And it's like, well done you. Well done you for destroying your children's lungs.
That's
Thank you for
bad
coming to
behaviour, bad
TikTok.
parenting.
You
Stop.
share it.
I'm a smoker, but I don't smoke in front of my child.
Exactly.
Me too, Vicky. I smoke, but my child don't even know.
This is what I mean.
Why would you come and put it in here? Like, well, actually, I smoke all over my kids. Well done. I've literally just blocked you because I don't want you on my page ever again. It's ridiculous. Anyone will follow.
I'll give me the worst joke.
Well, we've got a lot of people. We've got a lot of trolls.
Too many.
I think Kat was sent by someone. I think Kat came. I think Kat came on purpose.
She's leaving comments all over my videos all day. So, for like, as soon as I clicked on her video and saw her dressed up as Ursula off the Sea Witch, because I recognised her, and I thought you were the one picking her up all over my videos and basically walking around with a t-shirt on saying I support child abuse. So, you know, well done for you, Kat. Please don't teach any children your education because you came across as a dum-dum when it comes to how children should be raised and what their educational needs should be.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not saying anyone, I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent. I've got 2 stepdaughters, they're in their teens. I've got 2 young children myself. My youngest is going through the process of being diagnosed with ADHD and stuff like that. I work in a school. What she was saying made 0 sense. Like, the 5-year-old kids that I work with make more sense than that woman.
Yeah.
She's giving not in my backyard, you know, like she's giving, well, respectfully, it seems as if she's had quite a sheltered life. Like, people go through shit, do you know what I mean? And the reason that, like, some of our jobs are even available to be as jobs is because of this shit. Like, you know, like Haley was saying, if we don't react to the red flags, that's how all of these tragedies happen.
I'd rather be
We're
wrong.
just literally trying to stop the tragedy happening.
I'd rather be wrong for a safeguarding consent and put my hands up and be like, sorry, I was wrong, but I saw something, so I had to say something. I'd rather that 100 times
that's
over.
what they teach us. Like, I'm telling you, as a mental health nurse, that's what they teach us. Rather you just go with your instinct. If you're wrong, innit? Like, but if you're right, you've saved a life.
Exactly.
Guys, 1 minute. Because I'm such a nice person and I don't want Kat to go to sleep. Yeah, with a lot of bad energy in her heart.
I think all of you need to apologise for all the shit you've just said about me.
Absolutely not.
That's absolutely disgusting. One,
I was letting you come up here to get off whatever you need to get off your chest so that you can go to sleep nice tonight, okay?
see, that's even, what are you doing, gaslighting?
I'm not gaslighting.
Really?
Trolling, man. Oh, for God's sake.
No, trolling, gaslighting, saying...
That's what you're doing.
You're trolling her.
I'm actually doing an opinion Because mine is, but my opinion doesn't match yours. So what you're saying?
Yeah, because you think it's okay to smoke in front of children.
Yours.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm a what? Sorry, my.
You think it's okay to smoke in front of children? That's your opinion.
Mental health nurse.
Yeah,
and you think it's okay to smoke in front of children?
First of all, I never said that. I said each person has been
Yeah, I'm a mental health nurse. You can talk to me if you want.
Let me go. Oh, silence.
Listen, I'm going to say something. Dressed as Ursula, that's for a Halloween big kids thing that we do every year. Okay? For charity. So that's very good, that. So you know a lot about me.
Do you have a PO box I can send you a dictionary to so you can find out the definitions of the words that you're using?
See, again, so gaslighting, saying that I'm thick because I have another opinion. You
It's
see,
not an
this
opinion.
is the thing with you.
To say children aren't learning for the first 3 years of their life is not an opinion, it's a wrong fact. Because if you go to you can even go to Google it, Kat, if you want to. I learned it in psychology, I don't expect you to do that. But children are a sponge of information between 1 and 3. It's when they learn, or like, even in the womb, children are learning if they're in a safe environment or if they're not. So when you're putting that out, that's like me coming live and saying the sky is yellow. Fact. It's not a fact. So that's just being miseducated.
Kids learn, simple as. They copy.
And Kat, I actually believe that you believe that. I really do believe you believe that, because as you said, you've got 6 kids. You must have seen them copy you at the beginning of their life.
What is he copying, though?
How did they learn?
What is he copying? I don't understand why you're saying this kid's copying. Well, what's he copying?
But don't your kids copy you, Kat?
Did your kids copy you when you were raising them? Like when they come out?
Right, but what's he copying? What have you seen him copy?
People grow up.
That's just a fact. The fact that they do copy.
Right. Okay. So what's he copying?
Kat, do you have children or cats? Can I just ask? Because I don't know.
See, again, being a bitch.
Your stance, lady. Don't do it.
It's not being a bitch. It's just a question.
Because you cannot argue
It's a question.
You are. You're being a complete bitch because you cannot just say what I'm asking you. What have you seen him
It's a question.
If you had 6 children and not one of them before 3 could go and get their juice bottle or go and get their milk or go and fetch their teddy, and they couldn't understand one word you said, then I'm just wondering if they were perhaps cats. Because
what is he supposed to be understanding that he's saying is such a big deal?
Children are very perceptive, as everyone has said. They are sponges. So therefore, if he is being pulled up in the middle of the night and moved from one location to another,
it's going to bother him emotionally. He doesn't know anything else. He thinks it's normal to just go on the run every few minutes. Not every few minutes, but you know what I mean. When things get into a horrible situation.
He's called Mum on the Run. Oh my God. Ellis has put these videos
Who called it Mum on the Run?
She did.
She did. Yes.
Yes, right. Listen, she's put these videos up herself. She was on a live stream, right? Was more interested in begging for freaking money guns than she was with her 2-year-old in a swimming pool. Is that acceptable behaviour? No. Nope. The behaviour that he is copying, the behaviour that he is going to be copying, the behaviour that we're saying he's copying is literally her behaviour. She acts like a twat. He will in turn act like a twat. Because he is not being brought up properly. He is not being given the things that he needs. He's not being given any decent food or anything. She's openly said herself on a live, I care more for myself than I do my child. What sort of parent says that?
Kat, when you respond, please, when Kat responds, please make it like have some substance, or I'm going to drop because she's annoying me as well. Sorry, Kat, what you are. Right.
She's annoying me.
Can I just say something?
Yes, Jean. You're first, Jean.
But I've retired from what I did, and I fostered children at difficulties, and I've had a few children through my hands, more than a few, and I have seen the other side where I have devoted my life to helping these children, and if they've not came from a stable environment, and if she's moving from pillar to post, even the child that EG is, this will affect this child later on in life, and you have no idea how difficult it can be to bring this child back round to normality. And it's just a shame for the child, and I'm sorry, I'm not stalking her, I'm not doing anything, I'm talking from the heart, and I'm telling you, this child is not in a stable environment, and this will affect this child later on.
Yes.
Well
Yeah,
said.
agreed.
Kat, how do you know that, Jean? Watch. Come on, Kat, come off mute.
Yeah, you have to kind of remember as well that children have socialization. So say my children, they spend time with me, their grandparents, their cousins, they spend time with school friends, they spend time with my sister's children, their cousins. So they're not just getting all of their behaviors just from me. They're learning from loads of different people. They're getting loads of different bits of love from all over the place, affection. They're learning different things from my mum, like cooking and decorating things from my sister. So they've got like this massive mix of good people, of different people from cultures, organizations, all of these things, and they have other people to go to if they don't want to talk to me as well. So what her son has is just her, so he's around toxicity and dangerous behavior all the time. He's also living in a country where, no, I'm not saying everyone has that. Miss T Lily wants to fight about every point I say, but this little boy is being isolated, he's being socially isolated. He's not having the love and affection from an extended family, from other people, and also he's moving from place to place, so he's never finding his feet.
Exactly.
So it's really,
Has he
really
ever met
hard.
his dad?
I don't know.
Apart from the fact he's not even going to learn the correct language, and that's difficult for a child. I've had a child that's came from Turkey and stayed with us, and it took over 1.5 years to get the child back into education to read and write in English. And if they're moving from country to country, then the child's not going to learn the basics of reading and writing properly in English. And if they're moving all over the place, this child's head's going to be all mixed up.
100%. You see, like when he fell in the water and she got him out, and he was face down in the water for a period of time, he was saying, "I'm sorry, mummy. I'm so sorry, mummy. I'm so sorry, mummy." He felt responsible in that moment because he's taken on the role of an adult in that relationship. So instead of him being like, "Oh my God," and her hugging him, and like a normal mum who would grab her child and be like, "I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry I took my eyes off you." He apologized. So he took the role of a parent because he was worried, reading her emotions and reading her energy, that he'd done something wrong by taking her attention away from the begging for money guns. And what we're not seeing is even little behaviors like that is so concerning, that this 2-year-old boy is feeling apologetic for existing.
And you know what? She still kept that live running. Even after all of that, I would have...
People gifted her higher because her son nearly drowned.
It's ridiculous.
And this is so concerning because this is the sort of stuff that really creates people to have BPD. Like, I don't know if many people know the ins and outs of BPD. They might not. And it seems as if Kat probably didn't, which is why she's not finding it concerning. But BPD can be really destroying to the person and the people around them. And the way that she's looking after her son at the moment is all the groundwork to create someone with BPD. And
apart from the fact, if the child was wanting to contact somebody to say anything at all, and it's a different language in the country, they're not even going to know 3 boys saying, "I need help." They'll not even understand what they're saying.
Someone just put in the comments, not just BPD, and they're right. It's not just BPD, but the fact that she has BPD and she says she has BPD and she's behaving in this way, it's going to be a very slim chance that this little boy doesn't get it if they don't intervene.
Drama llama? No drama llama?
Hello. No, I've just come in to pop in. I've literally don't know who she is. I come across her about a week ago or something, so I don't know much about the situation. But I know that she about social services and she's on the run. I can't really say a lot on my situation, but it was through domestic violence, and children do know, because unfortunately my children got taken off me. So my daughters were 2 and 1, and they knew like things weren't good. So in that respect, obviously social only get involved if there's a danger. And obviously they wouldn't be chasing her if there was no danger.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I've got a bit of ADHD, so I forget what I say. But, yeah, the kid's obviously in danger. And like you said, when he gets older, it's like with my situation, the dad was an alcoholic and a druggie. And, like, what's to say when my kids got older, like my son's 15 now, so what would he be like? How damaged more of the girls would be, because my children actually have child form PTSD from the domestic abuse. So yeah, children do know, and from an early start I got told when I went into a WellDAS meeting that my daughter, my youngest one, because there was so much abuse and violence in the relationship, that she would have felt the chemicals and all the stress coming from me. So kids do know, they're not silly, they have brains that are sponges, and they do know what's going on. Even like with her being like anxious and always on the run, he's going to feel like that, and then he's going to grow up to realise that that's the normal thing to do.
Yeah.
When really it's not. And for the best safety for the kid, really, she should come back and face it. I've had to face it.
But also for the safety of her as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with her mental health too.
As well.
Could I just, I've come back just with one little comment. I haven't seen the video of when he was in the water, Hayley and everyone. I agree. From what you say, he's taken on the parent role in the way that he was apologising, for apologising in that manner. However, my view of what you've said of that video, which I haven't seen, it's more like he's apologising because he don't know what the hell's going to happen when that camera goes off. I think the things that people, that especially that cat, 6 kids, God, the thing I was... she's not understanding the things that happen on that video, things you see people do outside of the home. You think, what the hell are they doing behind closed doors? It's going to be different. It's going to be worse when it's a negative thing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, you make a good point, Sophie, to be fair. I think we can't assume we know what's going on, but like, you know, certainly the red flags that she's displayed in her lives, you will always have that wonder of what the hell is going on when she's not in her lives.
Exactly. And that's actually, like I say, I've seen just 2 videos of hers. The last one I saw, like I said, was she was talking to him like a piece of crap, and then he ran in someone's garden and was jumping on their car, and she was apologising all nicely. But as soon as she got round the corner, she was talking to him like a piece of crap, filming herself. So I don't know what he was doing. You know, probably running the road and whatever, and she was just calling him all these names. And I would like just be concerned what's happening when the camera goes off completely. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I mean, I'm 47 and I've literally only just got my passport for one reason or another because of a bloke. God, blokes are getting a really bad rep this evening, aren't they? I personally... I'm really, really tempted to go out wherever it is she is and just grab the kid and take the kid.
Okay. We'll get a hell of a lot of trouble for that, man.
I know, so...
I've
got my sentiment and all that, but...
I would. I'll take this to the embassy and just say you've got to see this. You've got to do something.
I know, but you don't want a kidnapping charge in another country. Like you don't.
He'd be terrified as well. We can't say things like that. It would just get NJ in trouble in his life.
Yeah. I did not say that. I did not agree with that.
I know what you mean. Like metaphorically, you wish you could say that.
Honestly. Seriously, I'm not going to spend money to go on a holiday to kidnap a child, literally. But that's really what I want. I would love to be able to just take that little boy. I wouldn't really do it, okay? So now if he goes missing, it ain't me.
Don't worry, we know you won't do it. We know you won't do it.
Just a point, quick. Feeding back into what Kat said, she was going, well, what she does on live is what she wants to put out there or whatever she was going on about. Doesn't that make it 10 times worse? then
That's what I said. So if I said the 90% of the time is what I'm worried about, because people
but it's not even. It's
like
not
even
even
the
that.
smoking around a young child with like undeveloped lungs, that is abuse. Like that child is going to have weaker lungs than other children because you're choosing to smoke. We didn't know that back in the 90s. Everyone's parents smoked in the living room when we were kids, but we know better now. So when we know better, we have to do better.
Now, what I was going with was the fact that she said, "Nah, she plans that." So, isn't it the fact that she plans these things and she's doing it for a game or whatever? Is it not worse that she's also sat there coaxing her child to do these things? Then, if it's for the live and for the views, is that not? Is that like acceptable? Then is it?
No, but I think that's the point that Kat is missing. I think she's not understanding that, and it might take her time. I think we need to be fair. It might just, some people are just not wired that way, you know?
Maybe we should just pray for Kat.
The thing that people saying, like, the more clout you give her by views, you're not helping. And I get that, Mama Sarah, but it's the people, she's doing this for financial gain, yeah? So what people need to do is, if you even like her, you care about her, you care about her child, watch her if you like, but don't gift. Don't gift and don't view the videos. And put her in a situation where you say in the comments, we want you to get some help. We need you to accept some help. Like, that's what you need to do, because when you're gifting money, guns and everything else, you're just allowing her to continue the behaviour. So the problem is not people talking about it and making awareness about it. It's the people who are still going in, gifting her bad behaviour. She's telling you herself, I'm spending your money on massages. My son, I leave him with a stranger or a homeless person for $5. That's what you guys are doing. She said several times, I am going to breastfeed him tonight so I can eat the food with all the money I've got. So you're not giving money to protect this child. It's not happening. You've seen over since 2021, the child has not been protected. So all these little fangirls that are running around because you think that she absolutely adores you because you put 20, 30 quid in her PayPal, she doesn't care about any of you. She's saying, I've never gone live and said to my gifters, haha, look at you gifting me, you SPASTICs, look at you idiots. I don't take their photos and put them in a group and post all of their dead children in my groups, because I actually appreciate every rose is someone else's money. They've worked hard for that. When people subscribe to me, I think it's an honour that they believe in me enough. So if you need to watch who you're gifting and things like that. So they're the people, the enablers are the problem, because she's using you for money, and when she gets that money off you, you're making her behaviour worse because she's putting on a show for you guys, not us. We're the ones who call her out. We're being a problem to her because we're alerting people to her behaviour. That's why she's using my name for clout right now, put me on the background and all of that. It's the enablers that are allowing her. And if anything does happen to her, so much, I pray to God it doesn't, you've paid for it.
I just want to address one of the comments. Yasmin put, it's none of your lives, it's hers. Why are you also bothered? Do you not have your own shit to be bothered with? Child protection is everyone's responsibility. That's all I will say on that matter. If you can let a child, you can see if you see something that you're not comfortable with happening to a child, say something. I said it earlier on and I'll say it again. If I'd rather be 100 times wrong after reporting something than saying nothing at all.
Yeah, it's not, we've all got shit going on in our life, but I put my shit on hold every single day to protect a child, which is why literally sometimes I'm going to have my worst day, I'll turn up online to cover missing people, etc., because it's important. Like, it's absolutely important to do it. And anyone who's saying this isn't my problem, you're the kind of neighbour that will sit there listening to a child being beaten to death and say absolutely nothing because it's not your problem. That's the problem with society and why we keep losing children.
Hayley, when she says things like, obviously she's going to breastfeed them because obviously she's going to eat the food for herself, do you think that that's genuine? Do you think that she's actually not feeding them, or do you think again it's rage bait and she's trying to, or even the sympathy vote for people to go, oh no, we'll send you money, make sure he has something to eat as well as you? Do you think it's all a bit of a ploy?
I think there's photos on Facebook here that exist that she's selling images of her breastfeeding, and she's also allowing tourists to take pictures of her doing it. So I think she's making money. I've breastfeeding her son and used it as some kind of adult content. There is pictures you can go and look at on Facebook of this. I'm not making it up. She's done that before, and she's even let a man try her breast milk before, and he's wrote about it on Facebook. So I believe like the pregnancy thing was used as content. I believe so would the breastfeeding be.
Yeah, I think obviously there's lots of cultures where they do breastfeed their children, to an older age than what we in the UK deem to be, you know, acceptable. I think it's obviously personal choice, but I do think that she probably does give him food, and obviously I know.
Yeah, she definitely feeds him as well. He's on a part-time, he part-time breastfeeds. She's admitted that. She's openly said he eats normal food as well. And that's why I think it's not just a breastfeeding for milk. I think it must be for issues. And we know that breastfeeding, there's a massive market online for that, unfortunately, in the adult market.
All right, my people. What's the time?
NJ's never going to have me on again. Why does he have to go off every time he checks the time? I don't think so. Look online and research these things. You'll see it is. It's used.
That was close. All right, we've got 10 minutes left, guys. If there's anybody that wants to rise up now, because I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, same.
Oh my God. Right, we got 9 people. 9 people requesting. Miss T, you know what? Next time you come up, you need to change your profile picture because people have been reporting. Mr. Chocolate in the building. Oh, no. Sorry, Miss T, you got to change your profile picture. They're reporting you. If I rise you, they're going to give me a restriction. Yeah, Miss T's a real one still. Mr. Chocolate, request again, bro. Oh, my days.
Kebabs apparently knows her and wants to talk.
No, I think Kebabs is a troll from... Okay. Yeah. Let's be careful.
Good catch.
Hello, I just wanted to come on and say NJ Host has changed. He used to be a likeable character on the app, but he's completely changed now, and I'm disappointed. You know, as a young black man, I looked up to you, and now you changed. All right, guys, take care.
This guy's funny.
He didn't even address me as his best friend then. On you, Chocolate.
He says the same thing every live. You've changed, bro. Let's give Kebabs a chance.
Hi, yeah, I'm not a troll. My name's Abby, so I'm like Abs Kebabs. It's just my name.
Okay, my bad.
My opinion might be quite inferior to some of the people. I don't have kids, but my concern is that if she is such a bad mum, which I do believe she is, and she is mentally unwell, if we keep pushing and pushing, she's going to cause harm to herself and the child. So I think we should be doing stuff maybe a little bit more undercover. Because I don't think she has any boundaries at all to what she would do to herself and this child.
I take that on board, Kebabs. That's a really good point.
Yeah, she's nothing to lose. Like, she's got so much hate and she's mentally unwell and she's already a bad mum. If we keep pushing and pushing, yeah, it's just a bit scary. But that's all I've got to say. I do know of her from Preston. I live in Wigan, so not terribly. She is very street smart, and I do think she's double bluffing us. She is a bad mum, but she's also playing into it. So, yeah. But I don't really want to give too much of my opinion because I don't want to get hate. But yeah.
Thank you for saying that, Kebabs, because I think that's a really important point, and it's definitely something to take on board.
Yeah, I'll drop down now, but I'm not a troll. Promise. Bye.
Well, I agree with what she was saying. It's a bit like I said earlier on. Like, what are they to go? You know what I mean? I don't think that she's got any limits what she'll go to get that attention. It's almost like it seems as though she's addicted to the attention now, as well as obviously monetizing from it. It's a bit of an addiction. She enjoys it now. Do you know what I mean? That, and especially, you know, obviously Lena saying earlier on, you know, she didn't really have many friends growing up, etc. Now she's, like NJ I think said, she's now getting that attention that she's craved probably her whole life. And you know, it's that old saying, isn't it, that any attention's good attention, you know, when kids act out and they get shouted at, and they're sort of doing it because they just want that bit of attention from their parents or whoever it is. I feel like that's the mindset that she's in at the minute, and so it is concerning because you think, what are her limits? How far would she take it?
100.
Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to give everybody their final thoughts. So we're going to go from Vicky first. Guys, if you can make this mean and clean, thank you very much. I'd like to get out of here at 1 o'clock. Vicky?
Hey, my personal opinion on the whole mum on the run thing, you know, obviously she was trying to get away from social services. Why she put it on social media for one? why is she creating all this attention? You know, obviously for money and stuff. But then other people are seeing her abusing her child. And then I just think it's all ridiculous, if I'm honest with you. I just think, obviously, if she's trying to get away from social services in the first place, don't put everything online. Keep your life private. You know, that's what most people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you, Vicky. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Holes?
Hi, I've come up. I'm absolutely mortified with this mum on the run. The child definitely needs safeguarding. I've been through domestic violence myself. I've been through SA myself as a child, and there's no excuses for this woman to be mistreating her child at all. I'm just mortified over it all.
I understand, of course. We all share the same sentiment, trust me on that one.
It's heartbreaking that the little boy has no life and no interaction with other family members and being mistreated, and even an animal doesn't get treated as bad as she's treating that little boy. I'm just lost for words, and I'm very, very upset over it.
I understand, Holes. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, MJ.
You're welcome.
Oh God, I didn't even know I was still in here.
Yeah, any final thoughts?
I'm glad I didn't flush the toilet yet.
Oh, God's sake, woman.
No, I think, like I say, I've hardly seen any videos, but from everything I've heard from, you know, the likes of yourself, Hayley, Soph, and the other girl that was in, I've forgotten her name. I've actually, in between, you know, obviously me talking on here, I've just been bawling my eyes out because it just, as a mum, you know when something's wrong, it just makes you feel physically sick inside, like your stomach's empty. That's how this has made me feel. I think it's been a fantastic live for sharing information and raising awareness for other people that may know of something going on near them. They haven't had the guts or the confidence to report it. So even if one person from this room has gained that bit of confidence to do that, I think the live's been worth it just because of that. So a great live, and it's been lovely to meet everybody in here.
Thank you, Sophie. Very well said. Appreciate that. Hello, Soph. Two Sophs. Twinning.
I just, it's triggered me more than I would like. I lost it a little bit earlier, so I do want to apologise for that. And it's just concerning the fact that she has openly stated that she doesn't really care what happens with Cairo, with the whole orphanage thing, fake or not. That's still really a horrific thing to say. And the fact that she said she hopes to be pregnant again by January. Like, something needs to be done. This child needs to be kept away from her. And she, personally, I don't think people like her who do these things should be allowed to have further children when there's so many people out there that could give a child a loving home but can't.
Totally agree, Soph. Thank you for sharing that. Callie, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just think she's got a lot of enablers around her who need to think about it before they gift her and stop giving her such a big platform. And hopefully people like Hayley can try and do some things in the background and stop this terrible behaviour, really. And I think to her herself, she needs to realise that she needs to break the cycle. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been through childhood trauma, but I know myself, it's made me a better mum, and I'm never going to use it as an excuse.
I agree, Callie. Thank you for sharing that. Zara, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just my final thoughts. Obviously, I've seen a lot of people in the comments, and I'm sure you'll agree, NJ, like the last live, we probably did give the mum on the Run exposure page maybe a bit of a hard time. I know I was probably guilty of doing that. I did see a few comments saying that we bullied her. We didn't bully her. I think we were just uneducated in what was actually going on. I'd just seen, you know, some of the posts on the FYP page and hadn't really delved into it and looked into it. And now, obviously, after, you know, going away and doing some research, and as I said earlier, going into a live, I think obviously the work and what you know Hayley's doing is amazing. I think today has obviously been quite obviously insightful in terms of different things, you know, we were speaking about. Obviously, I think it's important to know, you know, certain rules in terms of, is he a UK citizen? You know, what can be done? What organisations can be involved? So, you know, I suppose if there's anyone in the live that was saying that I gave the exposure page a hard time last time, I do apologise, because obviously I was misinformed. But now, you know, my opinion, I have done a U-turn on what my previous opinion was. So yeah, I think it's been a good live, very informative. I feel like these type of topics do need to be discussed, and that's about it really.
Thank you, Zara. Hayley, your final thoughts for us, please.
I think I just stand with you, NJ, that we're not trying to bully anyone. We just want to make awareness, because she needs to be shocked into doing the right thing, and it's so important that it is highlighted. And the people who have the mindset where she's just trolling. You need to look bigger beyond that, about the smoking in the room, him nearly falling down escalators, him not having any socialisation, her coming first all the time. You've got to look beyond, just because she's saying to you, look, I was showboating the whole time. Then go back and watch the videos and be like, what is this real? What isn't? You know, no one's trying to do anything apart from save a little boy right now. That's the only goal. Like, if she comes to me tomorrow and says, I need help to pay for his medical expenses, I'll help. I'll pay for them. Like, literally, I'll go without to make sure your son gets the medical help he needs. If he's got a cough, I'll pay for the medicine. It's not a problem. If we need to fundraise for something, we'll absolutely do it if you need help. But stop doing it this way, because I'm worried about young mums. Everyone these days are like obsessed with social media, doing the same thing, and all of a sudden thinking, well, look how much money she's getting, and look at her kid, you know, and doing the same thing. There is a real kind of thing that happens where people, you know, copycat online. So we need to do something about it now. And I will be doing the things behind the scenes and get it to the right people in the right place and everything else, and I'll provide other people with that information if they want it as well, about where to go, because I think that's really important.
Perfectly well said. Then my final thoughts will be, us as the people have a duty of care to look out for the next generation, especially the young and impressionable, especially the ones who don't have a voice. We can't always rely on the authorities, because the authorities sometimes they're so overworked that they need people like us that can raise awareness, kind of like give them the information so that they can build the cases, so that these young people could be saved, so that people like our Hayley doesn't have to do another case on a young person that's unalived due to neglect or abuse. And that is what it boils down to. It's not about clout. It's not about numbers. This woman does numbers every single night. She doesn't need Mom on the Run to boost her platform. Do you know what I'm saying? She's just seeing something, and she's done her research, and she's concerned, and she actually cares. She cares that much that she's still offering you the olive branch. So if you are watching Ellis or Mom on the Run, just understand that this side of TikTok, we actually care. You know, it's not about the clicks and all that kind of stuff. In real life, we actually care. So that is how I would like to end it. Everybody in here who is new, make sure you're giving me a follow, please. We do this every couple of days throughout the week, where we speak on different content creators. Sometimes you might pop in and be like, oh, this is boring, and you might not want to know about this content creator. But sometimes you might pop in and think, oh, I've got a lot to say on this person. And as you can see, no matter if you got 100k, 20 followers, as long as you've got something to say with substance and you're not rude, then you're allowed up on the platform. So thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you all. Hayley, thank you for being an amazing co-host.
Thank you.
You know, a mod. So it'd be good to have you come in and do your special guest appearances whenever you're
We
free.
do Exposing Hayley Comet next.
No! Part of the people, I can't do that. Oh, they'd love that, wouldn't they?